Welcome to the Motorcycle Mavericks podcast, here in the Law Tiger studio, where we get raw
and real with our good friends within the motorcycle community.
All right, welcome back here to the Motorcycle Mavericks podcast. It's another day to talk motorcycles, where we get live and real with all of our friends in the motorcycle industry. And Ari,
We get raw and real, not live and real. Raw and real.
it's still, I want the raw part. Okay, I don't care about the rest. Right?
I already forewarned our guests of the raw and real, so they don't slap me if I ask them a question.
Is that, did you have them sign the consent form of this is going to go down?
Yeah, the do not hurt form, exactly.
So you talk of our guests. Tell me, Ari, who do we have sitting across? I like to call it the couch, but I always get worried because it's like, is it a casting couch? We don't want to go that route, but it's a nice couch, and so I always want to reference the couch, but I don't know how to do this.
We have our good friends Mark and Taylor Bradshaw. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks,
welcome.
guys. Good to be here.
And they are the owners of both the Hideaway and the Roadhouse, which are two very famous and well-known landmarks, not only in Arizona but throughout the country. If you are a motorcyclist and you haven't been to Cave Creek, then you will be eventually. And if you go to Cave Creek, both these places are really a must stop for eating, drinking, hanging out, motorcycle events. And we're so very happy to have you guys both on. Welcome, guys.
Right on.
Well, you
Good
gave
to
a
be
whole
here.
intro about that, but let's be honest here. Everybody knows about the Hideaway. Whether you've been there or not, it's iconic. I mean, when you talk motorcycles, everybody knows the Hideaway. I mean, whether they've been there or not, they know it.
Yeah, at this point, it's always good to find somebody that hasn't heard about it.
Sure.
To me, I mean, there's still people out there that this is the first time I've been here and all that kind of stuff, and I enjoy that.
How'd you come up with the name The Hideaway, by the way?
Well, I was standing out in front of the Circle K, that's right out in front of the Hideaway, and you couldn't really see the building, and I didn't know what I was going to call it, 27 years ago, and I said, God, it's kind of hidden behind there. I wonder where we're going to put the sign, and I was talking to a guy named Hamilton Lockwood. He goes, call it the Hideaway. And I was like, okay, well, it's the Hideaway.
So 27 years. What would you do, by the way? I've known you for years, but we've never really had a conversation. That's one of the reasons I wanted to bring you in, just to get to know you guys. And obviously you're a father's son like me and my dad, but what did you do before you owned the Hideaway?
I was running a bunch of adult entertainment clubs.
This is what I like to hear. This is where we're getting right into it, hot and heavy.
Yeah. I kind of fell into it. Some buddies of mine bought a place down on Cave Creek Road in Union Hills.
Oh my God!
Know where it is?
The candy store.
The candy store.
Oh my God!
And I was selling insurance with my brother David at the time, and ended up kind of having kids and everything else, needing a second job or whatever back in the day. And they offered me a position over there. I ended up running that for like 13 years and getting into a few of the other ones around town as well. And then after a while, the Hideaway became the main focus.
What's your craziest stripper story?
Well, you just went there. You realize he was very professional about it.
Yeah.
Said the candy store, and you go straight to that.
My craziest stripper story is I end up marrying one of them at one point.
Wait, that's not crazy.
Is that your mother?
Crazy.
No.
Okay, all right. Because that would be
is
really
crazy.
funny.
Mom was
Then.
a saint.
All right.
Yeah, that was the craziest thing that ever happened to me out of that industry.
Interesting.
So what did you do when you were there? I mean, did you run it? Were you like, here's what I'm envisioning. I'm envisioning Roadhouse going on right now, where I can just see you laying down the law, going after everybody and keeping the place running, and everybody with their hands of themselves.
It was new to me, walking in there, and all of a sudden all these girls are, coming in and wanting to interview, and also, how do you treat them as well? I mean, I'd never been in that industry before.
Did you have your own casting couch?
No.
He invented it.
As a matter of fact, at first I was just trying to change it from this violent atmosphere to like a neighborhood bar with tits, if you will.
Sure.
And introduced a happy hour in there every day, and tried to get to know these girls. And honestly, I was trying to kind of help them along, help them, help me, help the owners of the bar and everything else. And then eventually, you just throw your hands up when it comes to those, the girls and that lifestyle and everything else. And after quite a few years, things kind of became, in your own mind acceptable or just normal that aren't really acceptable or normal.
Like chicks doing blow on the
Oh
bar.
my God!
Or, you know.
Like
That's just
off
a
the
Tuesday.
toilet off the toilet seat or something
Right,
like that
right.
in the
Yeah.
dressing room.
Top of the urinal.
Well, it couldn't have been too bad because you married one, you know?
Well, and there you go. I used to drink.
He
a
picked
lot.
the right one, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
high
probably
bar.
wasn't. I probably wasn't that good of a drinker.
Yeah.
You know,
Just drink or any drugs?
drinks. Oh, I've done drugs. Not proud of that, but you know, I was victim of that as well.
Of course. Now you're clean and sober, by the way. Congrats
Absolutely.
on that, man. Yeah, I try to get you liquored up, and all you would accept is some coffee and water. So
Well, that's a good thing. You
That
don't
is a
want
good
to. You
thing.
don't want to see me drunk.
no.
No.
Well,
no.
I don't want to see you. And I have had words in the past. Now we're good, but you weren't drunk then, so I'd hate to see you drunk.
No, you know,
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
want to be
yeah,
drunk. I don't like the feeling of it or
No.
whatever. You know, it's not that I don't drink. I just don't drink.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
I
I don't
go
either.
out-
By the way, I used to get drunk. I used to do drugs. I don't do any of it anymore because I hate the way I feel
Yeah.
afterwards. you
Well, I
know?
think it's an age thing. I'm 60 now, so
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, it wasn't even good back then. I don't know what that even meant.
I like that rationale there.
But
You know, back when I was 30, it
will
was
tell
like, we got along.
You know, it would take me a lot longer to get over, you know, drinking and everything else today than it probably did when I was in my 30s.
Sure,
right?
sure, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I never got into the coke thing. I did the pain meds, like I did the Vicodin from a car accident, Vicodin, Adderall a little bit, and now, like I said, I used to drink like a fish. I don't do any of
that's
that
not
stuff
good for you.
anymore. Yeah.
Cocaine nowadays is not even real. It's not. Well, it's not cocaine. You got
It's all that
lidocaine and
Right, all that
God
cut
forbid you
shit,
get
yeah.
fentanyl, you just take one bump and you're dead.
Yeah, that fentanyl stuff. That's some scary stuff. Do you deal with a lot of that, by the way, at the bar? Do you deal with?
You know,
a
over
lot
the
of
years
drugs?
we've had
Yeah.
you know I've caught people or whatever, you know, trying to deal or sell or do or whatever. You know, I always try to help them out of the situation. You know, being a past person that has done it,
Right.
You know, I try to kind of educate them on it and help them through it.
Sure. That's beats beating the shit out of them, or
Nobody's better than the next person.
Well,
that's
let's
for
be
sure.
honest though.
Yeah,
When you're running
yeah.
a place like that, the last thing you want, not that anything's going on, you don't want the cops rolling in. You don't want to call a guy if he's battling a demon. You don't want
Right.
to throw it on top
Yeah.
of it, and insult him with it. Just I like how you helping him out and tell him, hey,
Yeah, absolutely.
go do it in the parking lot. Don't do it in my parking lot.
Well, you know,
we've all been there.
a big thing that's changed now is the legalization of marijuana.
Sure.
So I know they're I don't know, or you probably know more about this than I do, or your pops does, or whatever. But you know, when these people come in, we're responsible for these people. They're supposed to be 21 years old and old enough to make a decision in drinking and so forth, right? So they come in and they're high on those pills or
Right.
coke or whatever, and then we give them a cocktail, or they stick around, they have another cocktail or whatever. We can't really tell if they're getting overserved or maybe intoxicated or whatever. There's signs that we look for,
Right.
You know, that kind of stuff hides that.
Right, and then people don't know about this thing called dram shop, which I'm sure you've heard
terrible.
of,
Yeah.
which
Right.
sucks for bar
yeah.
owners. But so and people don't understand. There's liability there if they can prove, if someone gets in an accident, hires a lawyer, and they can prove that they were overserved, it puts you in harm's way,
In a
right?
pickle.
So
Right.
it's a delicate balance between giving someone drinks to enjoy themselves and someone over consuming and then getting in an accident or hurting someone. So that's probably your biggest liability, I would think, right?
It's happened.
Yeah,
Time
sure.
and
Any
time
bar
and-
owner that's been around
and
long
time,
enough.
yeah. I mean, it happens. It's the dram shop laws, I guess, from what I understand, they have changed over the last couple of years because of the legalization of that drug or
Sure.
whatever.
Which you're not serving, right? They're doing it on their own, and
Yeah.
it mixes with the alcohol, which can intensify the alcohol. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what the real rule is on that. We don't let people, sit there and rip on a joint or
Right.
whatever. But I will tell you, over the years, since that has happened, you walk through the bar and you smell it. Of
course.
It used to be you'd smell it and you try to figure out who it was and
Right.
get them out of there.
Sure.
Now it's like you smell it and you're like, oh,
What are you gonna do,
yeah,
right?
whatever.
I mean, yeah.
As
What
a
are you
kid,
gonna
I
do?
got grounded for 6 months. I got caught with a little bit of weed on me. It's now
Like father, like son.
crazy. Yeah. I was
So
like,
when did you start smoking? What age did you start smoking weed?
I started smoking weed when I was 15.
Do you still do it or not?
No, I don't do anything.
Just kind of got over it.
Yeah.
I think if you do it young enough, and maybe get it out of your system. I don't know.
I always tell T is clean and sober now for over a year.
Congrats.
He's doing great.
Awesome.
He's got a new baby girl and everything else. I mean, I tell him, I said, if you can figure this out at your age, 30 years old, versus when I figured it out, you'll be much better off.
Oh, yeah.
100%. 100%.
Well, I'm nervous because you talk about figuring it out yourself, but I think when they've legalized marijuana where they have, I see an influx of a lot of these guys that did it when they were younger and enjoyed it, now reverting back. They're trying to relive those glory days. They're hitting it harder. They're not just doing it to relax and take a load off like we may do to have a drink or whatnot. But now they're hitting it hard. They've got their pen and they're sucking on that all day, every day, everywhere they go. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, you took this to the extreme, thinking you're still invincible like we all thought back in our early 20s and whatnot.
We all know some people that are our age that still party hard in the motorcycle industry.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And it does catch up to them.
There's a big difference with the weed now versus back when we were kids.
100%.
Way stronger, right?
I mean, we were
Way
picking
stronger.
seeds and stems out of it when we were, in high school or college or whatever.
Yeah.
And nowadays, I mean, if you find a seed, I guess, from what I understand, it's like a commodity, if you will.
The lost seed.
Nowadays, it's all like oil. Like you think you got a battery hooked up to some oil in a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
It's not like you're rolling a joint or
Right.
smoking a little bowl out of a one hit or something.
Right.
Everything's so it's so extreme.
Sure.
Well, and then you've got you break into the gummy world. Same thing. They took the oil. Now they made a candy out of it.
Yeah.
And
I have family members that actually take them.
Yeah.
I tried.
I do edibles at night.
I took a half of one,
I've
and it
heard-
made
yeah.
me it made me loopy. I tried a half a gummy bear, and I just didn't like the feeling of
I
it.
only do it like when I get in bed, I'll take one because it makes me. I can sleep for 6
Sure,
hours already
sure.
because my mind just races all the
Right,
time.
right. It's very common. I mean,
well,
I
there's
have a lot
people
of
that have had
family members that do it.
injuries. I know a lot of people have had injuries or a bad surgery or
Sure.
just constant pain, and they're taking those, but they're not abusing it yet, thankfully. But
Yeah,
there's a
people-
reason by having it.
People use it actually to wean off other drugs. I've seen therapy, like marijuana therapy, to get off of pain meds and other stuff
Absolutely.
like that. So,
my mother, 81 years old, she was taking two painkillers a day and a sleep aid at night, and Katie. She got her hooked on these little, or not hooked on. She
Found another industry.
One drug to the next.
Back up. She was got her taking these little, whatever milligram. I don't know enough about it. Pills and matter of fact, the last message on Katie's voicemail, who she has saved this message to today, it's my mother saying, Katie, this is Shirley. Can you pick me up my marijuana pills? So, and it got her off of all that stuff.
that's awesome. How long have you been with Katie, by the way? She's a great gal, by the way. How long have you guys been together?
Got it. 11 years.
How'd you guys meet, by the way?
She was working as a barista at Big Earl's up there in Cave Creek.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And I would drop Cody off, my youngest daughter, at the bus stop, and I'd always go over there and get a coffee and then head into work. And, over time, it just kind of happened.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
She's a good gal.
Great gal. Yeah, great gal. You guys still riding side by sides? You kind of
Totally into the side-by-side thing. Although since COVID or whatever, we used to do 3 trips a year down to Baja.
Sure.
And we haven't been down there since then. There's plenty of good riding up here.
Sure. Mine's collecting dust in the garage.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I remember when you were building that.
I know. We share the same builder.
Zach, Dynamite Concepts. He's a good guy.
Great guy.
He is
guy.
a great guy. Yeah.
So you father-son thing, obviously you're, passing the torch. How long you guys work together, and talk to us about that dynamic.
So I remember I was just one morning, one day, it was time. I think I was 12 or 13 years old. Yeah. Dad kicked me. He said, "Hey, come on, you're coming into work." And I started out dishwashing, and then learned how to cook back there. Learned how to cook with some cooks that are Leslie. Leslie's still there cooking in the kitchen. She's amazing. And then I went to bar backing and bartending. Then I went to ASU for a little bit for business communications and design. And then Dad had opened a hideaway out in Vallecito, Colorado.
I remember that.
And he said, "Hey, get some of your buddies and get the fuck over there. Mm-hmm. And go help them set that bitch up." And when I went out there, and it was me and Austin and Luke and Matt Derminio. They all 3 got fired immediately.
For doing drugs or just not doing anything?
Oh, drinking and drugging and the little town of Vallecito, man. It was that was really quick. He showed up and was like, get your buddies the fuck out of here. Yeah, and then, so then it was just me up there for a hot sec. And then when I got back, he said, hey, you know, pull your head out of your ass. Let's really do this thing. And then he started showing me the ropes on everything else, you know, for management.
Yep.
And really, you know, and I was drinking a lot and really didn't start to get the hang of it until like the past 3 years, you know.
Yeah.
And then really in this past year, you know, taking the reins and learning from Rick.
Yep.
Rick and my dad have been together since when did Rick pop?
Third
in?
grade. Yeah, we've been
third grade.
best friends since, you know, third grade. Everybody knows Rick up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and the reason I have Rick training him is because you know how your kids listen to you.
Oh, of course.
You know,
Yeah.
so it's there's a big difference if it's coming from me or coming from Rick.
Yeah.
You know, so and Rick has been a dear friend of mine since third grade. He's been up there for, you know, not since the beginning, but close.
Gotcha.
You know, I you know, when I first opened, I couldn't afford anybody.
Right.
I was the cook, the you know, the bar back, the parking lot guy, the, you know, bookkeeper, the go get groceries, the everything, you know.
Sure.
And you know, as I could afford to bring people on, Rick was definitely one of the first to help me. Now there's quite a few of the bar. Well, there's Jeannie, who's been there since the beginning. There's Dawn, Blonde Dawn, Hofer is her last name, and she's been up there all but I think four or 5 years. Wow. You know, so there's been some employees. Leslie, she was one of the first cooks I hired.
Nice.
You know,
Food's great, by the way.
What's your secret? I mean, we know the bar business. I mean, people come and go so quickly. What's your secret to keep these people as long?
They're your lifeline. I mean, you're only as good as your worst employee, and you know, you get some good employees like that, or you know, I don't even consider them employees anymore. It's part of my family.
Sure.
I mean, those people are golden. You know, if it wasn't for them, then the Hideaway or Roadhouse wouldn't be what it is today.
Sure. So I'm a father son in my relationship business owner, and it was tough. My first 10 years, we were at loggerheads. You know, I probably like you was not the most responsible, you know, person, and you know, I partied and you know a little bit of drugs, and
there were some funny times there.
and
Have you guys known each other that long? Or no?
well, he came on.
I've been along for 15 years.
But he saw me when he came on. I was still kind of in that.
I remember a couple
fucked
funny
up
times.
phase,
I'll be the bad guy to talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
I remember a couple of times where, you know, you're an employee, right?
Yeah.
And you look up to these owners and you're like, oh, yeah.
I wasn't an owner back then.
Well,
I
you
was an
know.
employee too.
But you look at it and all of a sudden they're back behind a corner and they are nose to nose, like screaming at each other.
Yeah.
Well, I met your dad, Ari, 27 years ago. You I think, were still in school.
Yeah.
And boy, howdy, you know, he was definitely, you know,
he's old school, man.
Old school guy, hard working. I mean, I saw him at your Christmas party, you know, a couple weeks back or whatever, and I walked right up to him like, well, God, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And he goes, how long? I said, well, 27 years. He actually helped me out through how I met him was through Craig,
Right.
and him.
Right.
And then when they started Law Tigers or whatever happened, I don't know the whole history behind it, but that's how I met your dad was through Craig.
Sure.
And boy, howdy, you feared your father.
Yeah, I mean,
he was an iron fist.
Yeah, he's not. He came. I got to give him credit because he came up with the whole Law Tiger concept, and he was the visionary. But when it comes to like relationships, execution, that's where kind of I stepped in, and Lionel's taken the reins. But yeah, the first 10 years were brutal. And again, part of it, I'm not saying it was all his fault. I contributed, but when I bought in is when things kind of changed, and when I got serious. Kind of like it sounds like you've done in recent years. What triggered you to all of a sudden get your shit together, by the way?
Well, you know, I don't know.
Baby.
Wife and baby, right?
Little sailor Ann.
Yeah. Little sailor Ann Bradshaw, man. Seeing her being born.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, dude. You don't even know what life is till you have a child and how serious and delicate and fragile it is and how quick it goes by. She's already one.
Sure.
And I looked at everything and I looked at the way I was and I'm like, yeah, let's fucking get serious about this and let's really make a change. Let's build this business, make it bigger.
Yep.
Because it's all right there.
Right.
And it's only going to get worse too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've got
I
a
know,
12-year-old. You're going to get to that
terrifying.
phase where all of a sudden you're the hero. Like, you're the best thing in the world.
Well, let me
and
tell you
you
what-
got to really be on your game now.
Yeah, let me tell you where it ends. I got a 35-year-old, and it still hasn't. Okay.
How many kids do you have, by the way?
5.
Five.
Yeah. So Chase is 35.
How many women? 2 or 3?
3.
3. Okay.
So that's Cody, Kelsey, and Sydney. And
Yeah.
then Taylor and Chase are the 30 and 35.
How many grandkids?
So 4.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You've totally mellowed out. People don't realize.
I know.
So the two of us got into it over the phone probably like 8-9 years ago. I did something with the guy from the Horny Toad.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Horny
next
Toad.
door.
Jeff. He doesn't own it anymore, by the way.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Some other guy owns it.
Yeah. And we were, and I put some signs up, and Mark's like, you got to do your fair share and contribute. I'm like, what do you mean? I go, I'm already paying this guy. He's like, yeah, but I pay all this money for this event, and you need to pay your fair share. I'm like, well, I'm not paying shit. I already paid this guy. He's like, fuck you. And I'm like, fuck you. We hung up. We didn't talk for like years, and then I see you up in Sturgis, and it's like, we're best buds. Like nothing ever happened. That was like 4 or 5 years ago. Remember that?
Probably more than that. Actually, time
maybe more
flies
than
when
that.
we're all having fun.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
You know, I mean that whole Cave Creek Bike Week and the whole bike week in general
Sure.
over all these years has always been, something that's been a dear passion of mine. Yeah. And back to 90, I think it was 95 or 96 when it was all the way out in Surprise or whatever. And over all the years, God, it's changed hands here and there, and I've just kind of had to fight it the whole way, and it's. I don't understand why people like to fight. I'd rather just all work with everybody. 100%. The more we all work together, is the better off the event will be. And it's turned into, over the years, what I think is second to none. I mean, there might be larger rallies or whatever out there, but Cave Creek Bike Week is something that people come.
Yep.
Once they show up, they tell their friends. They come back. It's a hell of a great time, and you're not ass raping. We don't ass rape people when they come into town for this event or anything else.
Sure.
And I've even had people show up after Cave Creek Bike Week with trailers full of their stuff, saying, "Where do I move to? I'm moving here because of this little town."
What makes it so? What makes Cave? I mean, you're a Cave Creek guy. What is the allure of Cave Creek?
I was just going to say that, no matter what goes on around the country, whatever, or here in Arizona, there's one thing that everybody else doesn't have, and that is the town of Cave Creek.
Right.
So it's nestled between, Black Mountain and Spur Cross and Continental Mountain. It's a beautiful little town. It still has that Western flair, if you will. It's definitely a Western kind of town. We introduced motorcycles into it 27 years ago, and boy howdy, that was.
They must have hated you.
Oh my God!
Do they still hate you? Or
Oh no, they love me.
Oh,
now.
I can just see those old farm country boys pissed.
Well, back then there really wasn't even that many people.
Yeah.
Cave Creek has grown over.
It was probably a family-based community, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how they all started out.
Which where people want to be there to get away from.
Oh yeah.
Like today, get away from the rigmarole of the valley, right?
Well, yeah, I can't. I get anxiety driving down here, Ari. I mean, I used to say I don't go south of the 101. Yeah. Now I don't go south of Carefree Highway. Yeah. So to get down here, Taylor had to drive.
Yeah.
I get all anxiety down.
You had to take one of those pills from back in the day to handle the traffic.
Well, you got big properties, right? You still got that desert look. I mean, it's old Arizona kind of, right?
Cave Creek's a town of 7,500 people. I haven't checked it lately. In the winter months, from January, you get October, November, December, but January is when season really kind of kicks off for us here in Arizona.
Yeah.
After the holidays and everything else. And that goes through Mother's Day, the first weekend in May.
Gotcha.
So after that, it turns back down. Cave Creek goes back down to 3,500 people.
Wow. That's crazy.
So-
What's the politics like there? I know there's been issues in the past, like
there was a guy there for years. He ran a newspaper up there. He has since kind of, I don't even know if the newspaper's still around, but like you said, it was kind of like the good old boys kind of thing. Scratch my back, and you scratch my back,
right?
And then I'll scratch yours, right? So he's gone now, and things have gotten a lot better as far as the politics. The town itself, when it comes to the council and the mayor and everything else, we don't have any problem with them.
So they're good. They don't give you a
yeah.
hard time. They
Which is a lot different than, matter of fact, that's how I met your father, is hiring him, law taggers, when they first started off, to get them off my back. That's how I met your father.
I don't know if I knew that story.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then Craig and your dad kind of split up,
Yeah.
and then Craig kind of took took
Craig
over
went.
that.
Yeah, Craig went his own way.
Yeah.
He was the original lawyer with my dad on Law Tigers.
Yeah.
When my dad started it, Craig would go to some events with my dad, and then Craig went his own way. They kind of had a messy split, but hey, that happens. And
Yeah, I didn't even know about all that.
Yeah,
all
it is
I
what it
did
is.
was, just Craig called me and it was handling my deal with the town, and he did a great job through everything. And then,
well, he's been a good buddy of yours for years, right?
still is.
He's up there all the time.
yeah.
Yeah. Which is, hey, it is what it is. So you've got Hideaway. When did the Roadhouse come to fruition?
So the Roadhouse, where the Roadhouse is and the Hideaway, they're basically 2 doors down from each
Right.
other. So the Hideaway kind of developed. We opened up October 23rd, 1998. Boy, howdy, there was desert between Phoenix and Cave Creek back then. None of the houses existed. And I opened that up there as a kid. I used to ride my dirt bikes up there. We'd dump out at 7th Street and Bell Road.
I remember that.
Right, and we would ride all the way to Cave Creek, up the power line, and then hit the dirt road and head north.
That's where we have the keg parties. I went to Chaparral up there at the.
You went to Chaparral?
Yeah, I went to Chaparral. Yeah.
No kidding. So did I.
I think there's a few years. No offense, but there's a few years between.
Yeah, I graduated in '82.
I was 90, and my dad dealt with some of the drug dealers from '86.
No, that was '83.
Yeah, my dad.
So that was
that was national news. Cocaine dealers and all that stuff. Yeah.
What was their names? Yeah. I remember all that.
Yeah.
Those were all. I graduated in '82.
Okay.
I actually should have graduated in '83. So I graduated high school like in 3 years, right?
Oh, you're like a prodigy or something?
No, I just was ready to go to work or whatever. It wasn't that hard, so I went through it. And
when did Chaparral just came into existence in the 70s or 80s?
Late 70s.
Yeah, it's not that old of a school. Yeah.
I think I was like the 3rd graduating class or something like that. It was God, there was desert all around.
It's totally different now. If you look at the school, it's even when I went.
Yeah,
in the
crazy.
90s, yeah. Anyway, you're saying so.
Yeah, what
We're
was
talking
I
about
saying?
the Roadhouse.
The Roadhouse. So we opened up back in almost 27 years ago, or 27 years ago, back in '98, right? So it was the first getting it going. I mean, the town was freaking out about motorcycles. Are you a club or whatever? Or is this a club house? Or I mean, I was stereotyped.
He must have hated you.
Oh my God!
Did you have long hair back then too?
No.
Okay,
no.
all right.
Even in the council meeting, they called me a biker. Like you're. So are you a biker? And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, define that. I mean, what the hell does that even mean? Yeah,
Right.
I ride motorcycles and
Of course.
dirt bikes and all that other kind of stuff. I don't know. If I rode a horse, would you look down on a cowboy or whatever? Or thank God, what would you call me if I was black? I mean, you can't even say that kind of shit, right?
Right.
So it was pretty disgusting the way they treated me at first. Your pops helped me out a lot.
Good.
Through all that kind of stuff and kept us open, and then lo and behold, I don't even know what happened. I was just working, and all of a sudden the thing started getting busier and busier and busier. And we would do things like bike shows, and I worked with all of the builders, Yaffe and Trask when he first opened, and Jim Nasty and Roger Burgett and
He was a crazy motherfucker.
He was nuts.
Yeah, still
Nuts.
is, I think. But
Yeah. Dear friend of mine, even before this, though.
Sure.
I mean, I used to hang out with his younger brother, Mike.
Sure.
Back in grade school. We went to grade school together.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then it just, the thing started, building it. And Ariane, you guys, I really don't even know. But for some reason, I opened that place up at exactly the right time where people started getting into Harleys. Right?
This is the Roadhouse specifically,
Oh,
or
the
the
Hideaway.
Okay, Hideaway. Okay.
The Hideaway. So then
Okay.
it ended up getting so busy and so forth that, we kind of needed more
I
room.
needed more room.
Got it.
And
Makes
then
sense.
I had just gotten, went through some personal challenges with another ex-wife.
Not the stripper. This is
No.
This is just your mom. Are we at your mom yet or not?
No,
we're
my
not there.
mom-
No.
my mom is number one.
Yeah, his
okay.
mom and I are dear friends.
Yeah.
That's Glennis.
How old
And
are you,
she-
by the way?
I'm 30.
30. Okay. Man, you look
So,
young.
so I was looking
Don't
for
look that old.
something to do to bide my time or whatever, or get me buried into something to kind of get through it or whatever. And so why not open up another business? All right, what the hell was that?
Okay, now you have two headaches.
Life is in shambles,
So now you have
and let's.
two headaches instead of one,
my
right?
decisions haven't always been the easiest. Put it that way.
You turned out okay, though. Everything turned out okay. in the
Well,
end,
yeah, I
right?
was busy. I don't know how I did it. Really, I don't. I mean, wasn't enough time in the day. I try to tell Taylor stories or the other management stories of when this whole thing and how it all came about and everything else. And I'm trying to tell them, well, it wasn't easy. And they're thinking, well, the doors are open. We got stock. The lights are on. Foundation's there. A building's there. Bikes are in the parking lot. People are coming in. How hard could it be? Well, none of that happened that easy.
Right. Yeah. People always see the end result of a successful business. They don't understand or see all the work and struggles that.
Right.
Hey, what do they say? An
what-
overnight success is 5 years building.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, you said that for the first 10 years.
Yeah.
5 minutes ago, you said this. I'll tell you, it's 100 hours a week for the first 10 years with you're even working when you're sleeping.
Sure.
Right? That's what it takes
Thinking
to
about
start a
everything.
business.
Yeah.
And anybody else that says any different, please show me how you did it.
Right. That's true. That's true. So, Roadhouse came. Now
So just for more space.
more
you
space.
know?
That's it. All right.
And what
And,
year was this?
God.
That was 8 years ago, right? 8? Was it 8?
Well, we opened it as the Tap House first.
The Tap House.
And
I
then-
remember that. Yeah.
And then
Why'd
that was
you
like
change
the
it?
first 3 years.
Trademark
I have a
stuff?
partner at the Roadhouse.
Okay.
And so I remember when he asked me, "You need to come over here and be my partner over here." And I was like, "No, I'm not a good partner." And he has a boat over in San Diego, and that was one weekend. He saw me driving over there and called me. I went over and saw him, and he wanted me to open it up and be a partner of his. And I was like, "Nah, Jim, I can't do that." It's Jim and Lisa O'Toole, and a year later, the same weekend, I'm going over there, and they see me pass them on the road. They call me, and then I go over there and to their boat, and we go out in Gloriata Bay and stuff like that. And we're swimming around and drinking, of course.
Of course.
That's and then here's another good decision while you're drinking. We open up I said, "Okay, I'll do it with you," and ever since then, it's been great. I didn't really know if I wanted to do another Hideaway or whatever.
Okay.
So I opened it up as the Tap House, and then eventually the Hideaway just became overwhelmingly busy. We were actually too busy to grow, if that makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
If it's too packed.
You can't serve enough
Yeah,
people.
you don't. The
You hit a-
customer service
yeah.
starts wavering and all
You
that
only
kind
serve
of
so many
stuff.
drinks in an hour, kind of thing. You kind of you plateau.
Yeah, there's
right?
nothing worse than going to a place and not being able to get a drink,
Right.
Or it being too busy where you're
Can't
kind
find
of
a
fighting
seat.
your way through the crowd
Right,
or whatever. So I talked to Jim, and we ended up making the decision to kind of change it to Hideaways Roadhouse instead of the
sense.
Tap House, and ever since then, quite honestly, guys, it's like, why in the hell didn't I do that to begin with?
Yeah.
You got to step in shit and roll through it and everything else.
Right.
Thank God I ended up smelling like a rose. And if it wasn't for the good customers and the staff, none of it would have been there.
You've got a very loyal customer base. In fact, I just got into the hamsters, and the guys go every Thursday, 2:00, religiously. They go, and you have, I'm sure, a lot of guys like that. This is and gals. This is where they go. Right,
Absolutely are,
that's their
yes.
place.
People have made it their homes.
Right.
Like it's kind of like their own little family. And there's different crowds. There's the hamsters that come out Tuesday and Thursdays.
Yep.
Great group of guys. There's the locals, we call them, the creekers. And they've been sitting at that bar for 27 years. I'm like, how do you guys do this?
That's
Pat,
nuts.
Curly John,
Just
goodness, Bill. Oh yeah, George Tierney's 93 years old.
how often does he come there?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Drink?
3 Coors Lights every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Wow.
That guy had a lot to do with the canning industry.
Okay.
He lobbied in Washington and patent different things, and and you'd never know it. But this guy was kind of built the machines for canning.
You see this little lip right here.
He patented that, or something.
He was part of the the lip, because cans used to go straight up.
Yeah.
George helped make that lip and save however much more money and make it easier to drink.
That's funny.
That's crazy.
Does he have his own seat?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
It has a plaque and everything.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, he takes care of all the girls. Not only at our places, everywhere in town up there.
So he tips them well. Yeah,
I don't know what he tips them or whatever.
Yeah.
He's just people treating people well.
Yeah. It's just, so do you
every day?
That's
day.
crazy.
You said 3-quarter lights.
3/4
That's
lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does he come the same time every day as well?
Oh, yeah.
That's funny. So do you manage or work both bars or
Yeah, I'm always in between both.
Back and forth.
So after this podcast, I got to go run down to Indian School in the I-17. I do the shopping for both the places like Dad did back in the day.
Okay.
Because you save about 20% on a delivery charge through
Smart.
getting food from there. And there's certain stuff that we get for both places that are cheaper at Costco.
Nice.
So and it's it's between Rick and I. We're holding it all together, keeping the girls happy there and all that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You put a lot of hours in?
Oh yeah.
How many hours you put in?
So usually I get there about 8. I'm there from 8 to about 8.
Oh wow.
And then during the week, and then on the weekends I'm there till I got to make sure I do the sound check with the bands, depending on what bands we have coming on.
Yep.
Make sure they're not too loud.
Right.
We're not blaring, against Harold's or blowing their patio off. Or,
Right.
Then Dad will call me and make sure hey, did you check the lights, check the band, make sure they're not too loud. I can't hear them. I hear them at my house. Who's doing someone's doing a fucking burnout. I can hear someone doing a fucking burnout. I can see the smoke. So we're between Rick and I, we're bouncing back and forth, and it's cool having the space over at Roadhouse.
Yeah.
So for events like Builder Showcase coming up,
Yep.
that's more intimate. All the builders are over at the Hideaway.
Yeah.
And the whole parking lot is taken up. So everyone parks at the Roadhouse. And then they walk through the Roadhouse, maybe grab a drink, and then walk over to the Hideaway right there.
Yeah.
And it's
We're blowing that up this year. We
yeah.
got both parking lots kind of full, even at the Roadhouse for the Builder Showcase.
Nice.
Just so you know,
What's the date on that? Just for everyone to be aware.
the weekend of February 14th.
February
It's,
14th.
15th, 16th. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Very
It's
cool.
coming up quick then.
Oh yeah.
So is the bar industry? I mean, we talk motorcycles, of course. We're all riders here. Motorcycle riders, we all get along for the most part. Like, I may not like what you ride, but you still ride. What's the bar industry like? I mean, is it cutthroat? Because you have a couple of competitors up there.
Well, yeah, but I look at that as I've always worked with all of them. I mean, to me, you work together. The more you work together, the better off you are.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rising tide raises all ships.
Yeah, I didn't open up a bull riding, Buffalo, to compete with the Buffalo Chip or Harold's. I didn't open up to be like Harold's. I opened up. Yeah, that's a good point. Harold's has been there for, I want to say, close to 90 or 100 years.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's Steeler Central, isn't it? That's all Steelers
And then
folks,
the
right?
Buffalo Chip's been there for 85 yeyears or whatever. We've been there for 27. We're one of the, they
you're the
consider
baby.
us one of the old guys, but I look at us like, we're a baby, like you say,
But I think you've revolutionized what goes on up there. I mean,
It's changed the
They've
town.
been there a long time, but I don't think they haven't pushed the envelope. They haven't developed what you guys have created.
when we first opened up, like I said, they kind of went, oh my God, motorcycles in a Western town. Yeah. Now they embrace us.
Yeah, I mean, the riders eat, drink, not just at your place, but they
Everywhere.
shop.
Let's be honest, though. See, I live that Western lifestyle, right?
Right.
And I've been to a lot of Western bars, and I've been to a lot of cowboy Western bars, and a lot of biker bars. Yeah. The biker bars, if you want to call them that, are typically mellower than a cowboy bar, okay?
You what,
I get in more trouble at a cowboy bar than I have ever
The
in a
Cowboys
motorcycle.
are tough as nails.
Yes,
I mean,
and
if
we
they're
know it,
jumping on
and
a
we'll show you.
3,000, 3,600-pound bull and going to ride it, like you'd want to arm wrestle that guy. Hell no.
Yeah.
There's a lot more fights there.
Fights? It's just...
Yeah, I always say whenever I'm on the microphone talking to everyone, I go, hey, thank you guys for being out here, blah, blah, blah. Say my whole spiel about what we got going on for the day. And if you guys want to fight, bring that shit across the street. We don't do that here, Because even take Bike Week, for example. We got 75,000 people that come through there. Last year we had 2 fights. One was 2 chicks over a set of French fries.
Oh my God,
that's classic.
They must be good fries.
They're tasty, fresh, hand cut. Fresh.
I'll tell you where I'm going to lunch.
And the other one was it was an 80 or 75-year-old lady with brass knuckles that cracked a little 22 or 25-year-old
Over a man?
on the dance floor. She was dancing, and something was said. Someone got on film, but
She had him on.
she pulled him out
Brass
of her pocket.
knuckles.
No.
That tells you what kind of life she's lived. If
Yeah.
she's packing brass
Yeah.
knuckles at
Yeah.
85 years old, she's done some damage over her years.
You know, over all the years, let's back up there a little bit. I mean, it's a biker bar or whatever. And, over all of the years, I can probably count on one hand. And this, people, you can, people say this, whatever, but honestly, one hand about how many altercations we've had at the Hideaway or Roadhouse, both. I mean,
Which is hilarious because, like you
People
said,
respect it. Yeah.
Yeah.
they put you in a category of,
Yeah.
this is going to ruin town.
Yeah.
This is going to destroy us. But half those guys on the board were probably busting your balls out, had been in those country boy fights.
Yeah.
You have to kind of think of it this way, like when back in '98, when all this stuff kind of hit and people started riding motorcycles and everything else. Prior to that, you had all the old vets and stuff riding greasy motorcycles,
Sure.
and dripping and this bad boy image, or it might be patch holders or clubs or whatever, being a biker was kind of look down your nose kind of thing on those people. Nowadays it's
all-
look at all of us
Yeah,
sitting
it's
there,
business
right?
guys
It's doctors, lawyers, it's business people, and not only that, it's also those same people that were riding motorcycles back then too. They're all nice people, greatest group of people that I've based my whole life around them.
Yeah.
Even guys that are in clubs. I mean, I've been at a million events. There's almost never.
Never.
No one wants to create issues. The only what's the name of that bar that used to be on Bell Road that had a bunch of problems? Remember that biker bar?
God,
Remember that place? And they used to
that
do
was
events there.
Joanna at the. God, I have it right on the.
Yeah, they had a lot of trouble.
Yeah, but that's also the area down there, I think.
Right, yeah.
Steel Horse.
Steel Horse Saloon.
Absolutely,
Yeah. That was another place that we used to do a lot of events at and stuff. But yeah, I mean,
No,
look,
times have definitely changed.
Yeah.
They came out with, what is it, the Rubs or whatever.
Yeah,
Rich Urban Bikers or whatever. And I'm thinking, well, God, I mean, who's judging who here?
Yeah.
right, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. yeah.
Those cowboys are the hard guys.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I got a video that's on the Hideaways page. It hit like 150,000 views. And Josh Wilson, the cowboy Josh Wilson, and they have they have their horses tied up.
Oh, yeah.
Next to the bikes out front of the Hideaway, and people are like, "Dude, that's Cave Creek."
Yeah.
Well, think about it. I mean, motorcycles are kind of the new age.
It was
horse,
that transition.
Right?
It was.
People ride horses or rode horses back in the day. They were free. It's just transition now to a steel horse.
So,
I mean,
over all of the years, I remember when opening up, it was, you had shovel heads and knuckles and a few pan heads, and, the Evo, when it came out in in the
80
mid 80s,
something, yeah.
84,
Yeah,
85
yeah.
or something like that. I mean, still they weren't there yet.
Right.
But that motor definitely saved the industry.
Right.
Saved
Mhm.
Harley Davidson, definitely. And between then and now, look at the changes in
Right.
motorcycles. And in Arizona, with MMI being here
Yeah.
back in the day, and all these people graduating from there and coming out, I think Paul was MMI.
Paul went there, yeah. Nick was there. Nick was there, yeah.
Was John
Nasty was
wasn't.
there.
Jim Nasty
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
Roger wasn't. He was working at Little Dealer, Little Prices back in the day.
That's
I
funny. Where
remember
is he?
that.
I never see him, hear about him. Is he? What is
I
he
think
gone
he's still
underground?
in Colorado.
Nasty?
Nasty?
Yeah, I never hear about Nasty or.
You know what? I don't hear about Nasty
yeah,
too much, but
yeah.
he's still in business.
Is he? Yeah, I haven't seen him in ages.
Great guy, all
Yeah.
of them. But all of these guys have changed the industry.
Right.
And things go from like California, and I think we're even ahead of California.
Oh, I
Yeah.
agree.
Right? So it goes from East Coast back to the West Coast.
Right.
Although you got Dave Pirowitz back there,
Yeah.
you got Donnie Smith in
Yeah.
Mid-America. The whole industry, this motorcycle industry has changed so much over the last 30 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and for the
Crazy.
better.
It's
yeah,
definitely better.
yeah, definitely.
What I like about the motorcycle industry, when you talk about the change, I would compare the motorcycle industry, not just the riders, but the overall industry, that we talk industry, you're a bar owner. and you're part of the motorcycle industry. There's no other industry that actually reaches out and beyond its core like the motorcycle industry. I mean, you look at it, if you're a lawyer, right, you don't have a bar that supports lawyers. That's a part of the industry that everybody goes to and respects and puts as a part of the lifeline of who we are, what we're about.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
how the Cowboys do it. Cowboy bars.
Well, you know what,
Country
though?
Western bars.
Look at them, though. They're on the decline. Because right now there's a big influx of it's now cool to be a cowboy. And I can say this because I grew up in this lifestyle. I mean, you guys know my
Thank
father.
you, Yellowstone.
Yeah, exactly. My father was a custom bootmaker when I was a kid.
Right.
I mean, that's what that lifestyle was. And so, you know, we grew up on the ranch and living on the ranch. I mean, I still live on a ranch myself. But it's now, everywhere I go, it's cool to be a cowboy. My wife and I went to the mall, and I hate the mall. You guys remember that store, The Buckle?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You've been in the Buckle lately?
No.
Buckle used to
I
be
hate them
like
all.
wasn't cowboy stuff.
No. Now you go in, you can buy Ariat, you can buy Wrangler, I can buy Kimes jeans, which are based out of here.
Never heard of
in
them.
Scottsdale.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's funny because like, wait a minute, it's now cool to be a cowboy. I mean, wait, cool to be a cowboy. Get up with me at 5 a.m. We're going to work sun up to sundown, sweating and grinding. And that's cool. No, you like to wear boots and jeans and act like you're tough.
You remember back in the day, the urban cowboy.
Yes.
Right? I mean, that was kind of a fad
Yes,
there
it
for
was.
a while,
Yeah.
you know?
Everything that's old is new
thank
again.
God to John
he was an urban
Travolta.
Oh, my
Was he?
wife loves that movie.
I
know?
got some
loves that
pictures of
movie.
him back in the
Rocking
You were a
it.
cowboy?
Oh yeah, he had
But no,
some
I
he
did,
double denim with some leather.
Oh, I got to
So,
see a photo of
I
that.
volunteered. I volunteered for a thing here in town. It was called Prada del Sol. I'm sure you've
I've heard of it. Yeah.
A bunch of great people.
Yep.
And they put on a rodeo every year, and that's how I got involved with that. So
That's cool.
I actually did the Trails In party for them for a number of years, and did their what head honcho tent they called it for all the food and beverage
Yeah.
and stuff. That's how involved I was with them. But yeah, I always enjoyed running around to the country western bars.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, even in the country world, like there's brands that I follow, I'm a part of that, you know, is still a vital part of the Western lifestyle. But there's not a handful of bars that I could list off throughout the country that are like the end all be all Western honky tonk bars. I mean, there's a few, you know, Dallas, Fort Worth, there's some, you know, great ones there.
Yeah.
But the rest of it's like, I mean, some of the biggest honky tonks in Dallas, Texas, and in Fort Worth, God, I didn't go until 5 years ago was the first time I ever been there. It wasn't
How
like
old
a
are those
bucket
bars,
list.
too?
Oh, they're old. I mean, they're 100 years old. They've been around for
really? They've been around that
years.
But you can go to like we're we're now in over 30 states, and I can honestly say I think in every market we're in there is at least one biker or motorcycle oriented bar of some sorts.
Right.
Yeah,
They do a bike night.
they do a bike
they do a
night
bike
or
night.
they try to attract riders. You know, but yeah.
But that's where I like that's my point. Our industry is not just the motorcycle. You think about the industry technically should be like the OEMs, right? They make these bikes for us. Now we all customize them, change them, do what we want. But now the industry is so inclusive, it grows to include bars, to include this, to include that. There's
It's a
nothing else
lifestyle.
in the world. Yeah, there's
it
nothing
is
else
a
in the world, no
lifestyle.
matter the lifestyle is. Like I buy a certain feed for my horses. But if I can't get the feed, I'm going to find something else. Like I'm not that loyal to the feed.
Right.
I'm not that loyal to the pair of boots I'm wearing as a cowboy. If I find something else I like, I'm just going to wear them.
So would you have done? Would you have put a bar, open a bar, if you weren't a motorcycle enthusiast still or not?
Oh yeah, I was when I was in. I went to school for hotel restaurant management. Got out of there, opened up the Phoenician property. Then all of a sudden started having kids and everything else, and then needed to do my own thing.
Okay.
And my passion back then was riding, and I'd been riding up to Cave Creek, my dirt bikes and everything else as a kid growing up, all the way up, through my 20s and into my 30s. I wouldn't go. Whenever I went out, I went to the Buffalo Chip. I went to Harold's.
Sure.
And I always thought that, a good destination bar. So when I opened the Hideaway, I opened it up as a riding,
You did, okay.
rider-friendly establishment.
Okay.
And that has been my focus since day one.
Gotcha.
You got to think when he was doing it, he didn't have social media. There's no internet, so he took a stack of flyers. He used to tell me this all the time. He get on his bike, take a stack of flyers, go
Wait a minute.
every fucking
what
stop.
I said to him, he listened to. Now listen to
Yeah,
this.
see?
So-
he did process some of the stuff.
He'd go with the stack in his fucking saddlebags, go to every bike. He'd stop and put a fucking thing on there. Come see the Hideaway.
Yeah.
People would get it. Nowadays, I just post on our fucking 11,000 followers, 40,000 followers on fucking Facebook, and then boom, it's like
There he
that.
is.
Oh yeah, we saw that, you know. But it's a lot
Different. Yeah, it's different.
I don't even want to
work.
understand all that stuff. I think I try to get into it, and I get so frustrated.
It's a
I know-
different game
yeah,
now. My dad, same way. He doesn't understand.
Yeah.
So I used to put our rider benefit cards on bikes.
I remember
and,
that.
And some people didn't like it, some did. But for years now, my team's like, we can't do that anymore. But that was the Rocky Point, all the early events, little rider benefit card. In the,
But think
in
it was
the-
so much. It was so much simpler then.
Yeah.
Like even you and I are the similar generation where we get that technology and understand all that. But I'd rather have that message because that actually, to me, if I came out to a flyer on my bike, yes, I know it's a business owner trying to drum a business, but it's also like, oh, it's like almost like a personal invitation. Now I get 100,000 stupid personal
You
invitations
can
where it's
also
like,
reach more people in a more efficiently.
But also, you guys, I mean, I kind of old school way of thinking is this: I walk into a place and they know who I am, right? A customer of mine walks in and knows my name. I've talked to everybody that's walked through my doors,
Right.
And I kind of pride myself on that. And
Sure.
even when I go out to Harley Davidson Scottsdale, or before when it was Hacienda, or Buddy Stubbs, or Arrowhead, or I've been open since before Arrowhead.
Right.
So, I would support them in opening and be out there and handing out stuff or emceeing stuff for them back in the day. And that's how I built my relationships with everybody.
We did the same. I mean, Rick Hatch, Hacienda, first dealership to ever let us put materials and work with him. We used to sponsor his big party they'd have, and we're the same way. It's going to one dealership at a time, one bar at a time, and just getting to know them and
You build relationships with
Yeah,
them.
that's the foundation.
It's
100%. We
it's
still
like-
do that.
And I think the craziest thing is like, say, so Christmas Day just passed. We did 30 hams between both places. And people are so grateful just to come and have a free meal. They don't have anywhere to go, you know.
Sure.
Thanksgiving Day, same thing. And he started that. I've worked every Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day since I was 12, man.
Wow.
You know.
and probably don't complain about it.
no. It's
you do.
We do.
It started
we do it
off,
the
we
day
had,
before.
I remember the first Thanksgiving after we opened, I got one turkey, and I cooked it. And cooked the stuffing and mashed potatoes and green bean casserole and cranberry sauce and all that kind of stuff. And boy, how did that lasted all day? I ended up taking leftovers home, And now
Probably regretting going, man, why did I do this? Like I was all there.
It's grown into this thing where people don't even do it at their house anymore. Then they actually bring up more stuff for us. And,
That's awesome.
And
desserts.
That's cool.
All their kids are out of the house now, or even their kids are bringing their kids.
That's
in.
awesome.
Yeah, they've created a family tradition around what you've done.
That's very
food
cool.
goes out at noon. It lasts for
2 hours.
2 or 3
It was
hours.
2 hours?
How many
This
turkeys and
Christmas,
hams?
30
30.
hams in
Holy
2.5 hours.
hours.
Yeah.
That's-
So
I
now
didn't
is
know
it
that.
they come in and eat with you, or is it they just take and go?
No,
they
they
come
come in
sit
and eat
down.
with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you serve that many in 2 hours.
2 hours.
It's all buffet
Line
style.
all the way from the dance floor at the Roadhouse all the way past the patio to the front entrance.
To hundreds of people.
Yeah. It's great days.
That's
Sorry.
awesome. That's great.
Yeah,
Good for you. I didn't know you did that for the community. Good on you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We're open every day, man. Every day is it's there's always someone in there.
That's awesome.
Well, when you think about it, I mean, who gives back like that?
Yeah.
I mean, you never hear a bar giving back like that. I'm just not going to blow smoke at you here, but
Jay
that's,
Allen.
people don't do that stuff.
I love Jay. Yeah.
Okay, Jay Allen, he was a mentor of mine. I met him up there at the Broken Spoke Saloon when it was just on Lozelle.
Yeah.
Prior to him being in Lacona and Daytona and
Back when it was
Myrtle
tiny,
Beach
it was the back
tiny.
lot, not the front lot.
Oh, it was. You're the building.
Yeah, the
in one
little
lot.
tiny thing.
It's still called the Broken Spoke at the Iron Horse.
Right.
And Melissa owns that now. And Jay always told me, he goes, Mark, you get it. You just, you got to give back to your customers and everything else. And not that I wasn't doing it. But, that guy at the Broken Spoke Saloon, Jay, you definitely listen to him. He's a hell of an operator.
Yeah.
And he taught me a long time ago, give back.
Yeah.
And so I do 2 rides a year, the New Year's Day ride and the Gypsy Tour ride with Jay.
Yeah.
And we buy everybody lunch on those rides. And
Wonderful.
And it goes a long way.
It does. Have you stayed with him at his place? And,
Absolutely. Have you been down there?
I've been inducted by a ghost there.
Oh, totally.
I don't believe in that shit, and I felt like I got pulled out of the the bed.
Inducted? Is that the
are
right?
you talking-
Abducted.
So
Bisbee?
I was in the
Bisbee,
very
yeah.
back room on the left, across from the jacuzzi room.
That's where Yaffe stayed, and he pissed in he was so drunk he pissed in the garbage can.
Well, let's go back. Let's get off the garbage can. I want to hear this abducted story here. I've never heard this.
I'll tell you about it in a second.
I actually thought, Jay was walking around in the middle of the night. I thought he was out in the kitchen down the hallway.
Right.
I walked all the way out there, and I was like, there's nobody there.
No.
And I honestly thought, this is weird.
Yep.
And then the next day I said, Jay, did you get up or something in the middle of the night? I was out here looking for you. He goes, Mark, this place is haunted.
Yeah, it is, and I don't believe in that shit. So it's for those who aren't
Now I
aware-
want to book a trip.
So those who aren't aware, and I think he's doing some Airbnb now. He
is.
Yeah, so it's a town of Bisbee. They do the prowl that we
Yeah.
were involved with there. Cool,
What's that called? Lowell?
Lowell, yeah,
Lowell?
Lowell. And it's a street that he's basically recreated like a 50s era street. Old bikes, facades of Harley Indian dealerships, old Greyhound bus. And he bought this place. It used to be a place where miners would stay. It was a miner
It was
hotel.
the hotel.
And
Brothel, actually.
Oh, was it a brothel? I didn't know that, and that makes more sense now. And and so he lives there, and has a bunch of rooms. Every room's got a motorcycle in it, and it's just a cool place. The mining pit's just on the street. There's a restaurant on the strip, but you feel like you're in this little like 50s town. This one street, and it's just a really cool place. He has his old coffee machine. Italian espresso machines. He got all kinds of chairs. He keeps his bikes and his cars there. Great collection.
The bar in his bar room there is
yeah.
the original bar of the Hideaway.
I didn't know that. Yeah. That's good. That's interesting. Did you go to ride motorcycles to Naco, to his favorite Mexican place?
He's taking me down there. Yes.
Yeah, we rode motorcycles to the border, and then we
walked across.
Walked across and came back. We did bowling for dildos at one of the bars. Don't ask me how that came to be.
One.
You probably that was smart. And I don't drink a lot, and I had a couple of drinks that night because we were doing shots at this bar where they're bowling for dildos, and I was there with Yaffe and Sandoval, and we stayed with Jay, which was awesome, and I literally went to bed and I felt like someone was pulling me out of the bed, and I don't believe in ghosts, and I felt the sensation. And he's like, yeah, haunted. And it was.
So what
weird.
an experience too! All the stuff, the collectibles and stuff.
It's amazing.
You being a collector as well. I mean,
love
that guy right there. You could spend hours and hours in that place.
Have you seen his pit truck he uses for his land speed records?
Yeah.
So I live in Utah, of course. So last time he was out in Bonneville, he called me up. Goes, hey, we're out at Bonneville if you want to come hang out. So, I'm not a mechanic, so I'm not going to say no to Jay. I met Jay years ago at a campfire of all places in Sturgis. Didn't know who he was. I'm just sitting next to him. Heard the name, but long story short, he's got this huge old, massive, U-Haul truck from the 50s that shouldn't run.
Yeah.
And it's like his mobile. Like he literally pulled that up to the start line, rolled his bike out of it, quickly tuned, ready to go. Somebody else drove the truck, and he took off on the bike.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, everything you do is cool.
All across country.
That's what he said. He said he loaded everything up and drove from here all the way out to Bonneville to race.
Yeah, we're trying to get him. I talked to him. We're going to get him on the podcast here
he'd be a
eventually.
good guy
Yeah, he's
to
got
get
the
on here.
stories.
When that guy talks, he paints a picture.
Yes.
No, he's
Storyteller.
nice, sweetest guy. Also, just great all around guy.
That's one guy I've paid attention to, because whenever Bike Week comes around, he pops up for the first and last weekend.
Sure.
Whenever he speaks on the mic, I'm just like, taking notes.
He's a good MC. Also, great
yeah.
MC. So we've talked about Hideaway, your relationship. We've talked about Cave Creek. Let's talk a little
Here
bit.
it comes.
Here we go.
Now he's going to go raw with you.
Let's
Okay?
talk. Yeah, now the real. Let's talk a little personal here. So, first of all, what's
Wait a minute.
something?
You already talked about he married a stripper.
Well, I know, but I mean that's not personal enough.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we talked about the drugs that we all do, or used to do. So Lionel's the only drug version here.
touching this stuff.
There's still time for him though to corrupt him.
Nobody's that perfect.
I know.
I just keep it hidden.
Everyone's
You
got
guys are willing to
skeletons.
talk about it. I'm still leaving those
He's
skeletons
probably
in the
a serial
closet.
killer or something, like Bundy or something.
No.
You know?
What's the chances of two serial killers being in the same room?
That's right. Exactly.
What's the chance of that? Yep.
Yeah. So
That's why my hands are so small.
that's right. So what's something maybe someone wouldn't know about each of you guys? Let's start with you. Like what's something that a personal thing or that people wouldn't know about you?
Well, it's hard
Fetish,
to
interest,
it's hard to believe
bad
that
habit.
I am perfect.
Yeah, right.
I can tell
He
you what-
pisses excellence.
Maybe I should
can
ask
tell
you
you what
about
about
him.
him.
Yeah. You tell me
A
what
lot
about
of
him.
people wouldn't know that Mark Bradshaw's a cat guy. he loves his cat, dude.
Really? Into cats,
He's always
huh?
had a cat, dude.
Is that a big deal?
Huh? Just it's something people wouldn't know that I would take you if looking at you, I thought you'd be a dog guy.
I thought I could see a pit bull on a short leash.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
No.
County Corso. No, he has a Siamese cat.
He likes his pussies.
Yeah, he loves his pussy.
Yaffy has a
right.
cat. That can't be a bad thing. Yaffy has a cat. He's a cat guy.
Yeah, my wife refused to go. My wife's deathly allergic to cats, so every time they invite us over, we can't go because of her cat issues. Yeah.
Right,
Well,
right.
how about something? I mean, give me something else.
Well, let's see.
Something people wouldn't necessarily know about your pops.
He's a ex water skier. He used to be a water ski instructor, and he still has that ski. And I'm still waiting. He claims he could barefoot ski. Man, we got to
can
get
still
you out there on the
barefoot.
water.
So were you barefoot slalom or double?
I was a show skier.
Okay.
Out of college, I went to work for an organization called Club Med.
I remember Club Med.
Right?
Yeah.
And they had like 163 of them around the air in the American zone and like 300 of them in the European zone. So I was hired on as a water ski instructor, and we'd put on shows every week, you know. And I grew up water skiing. Learned how to water ski when I was 4 years old, and my father taught me. And so we put on shows: barefoot, shoe ski, trick ski. Make the pyramids.
You had the I was going to
slalom,
ask you if you had the pyramids.
everything. Yeah.
Do you jump the shark?
No. But I have hit jumps.
Yeah, yeah.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
those weren't. There was actually an old jump out at Saguaro Lake when I was a kid growing up.
I didn't know that.
And my dad would rip us by there, and he would jump it, and then he
Jeez.
taught us how to jump it. My older brother and I.
That's correct. My dad had a Bayliner 28 foot, and he's not only is a terrible driver, he's a terrible boat driver.
Terrible
And he
captain?
and he would tow us on in the 28 foot, and he would gun it. And I learned how to ski behind that 28 foot Bayliner.
I could just see you trying to ski, and
Yeah.
it's too fast, too slow, too fast, too slow.
Yeah. That's funny.
I think I remember when your dad had that boat.
Yeah, he had that boat. Yeah, he's had
Absolutely.
a couple different boats, but yeah, that one we took to Saguaro and a bunch of other lakes. So,
So
yeah.
which was your go-to? Was it shoe, barefoot,
I
slalom?
was just all
you
around.
do them all?
All around, man. It was every day, all day. It's the only thing. I mean, I didn't even wear shoes for, over a year. We
you're on
lived
the
on an
water.
island.
I got a good picture.
You
I
know?
can show
How
you.
was that? Was that just living the life? Did you enjoy that?
I came back married to his mom, and it was great.
That's
quite
cool.
the experience. One of those parts of life where it
Oh,
changes.
yeah.
Right.
Look at that.
Look at
Look
the
at the blonde hair. Wow. Is that your mom?
Yeah, that's Glennis. That's his mom.
Look at that stud, dude.
So how'd you guys meet? How'd you and Taylor's
She
mom
was
meet?
working over there as a tennis
Okay.
instructor. She
nice.
worked on part of the sports team, and they had a trapeze at this village, the first village I was working at, and so she would do that in tennis, and then I was water skiing, then would go over to the trapeze, and that's how we met.
Are you pretty athletic as a result?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's your go-to sports?
So I played soccer 16 years. I played varsity soccer all 4 years. I ran track. I had a 4.79
Ooh,
40.
boy.
I ran a 5-minute 3-second mile. It wasn't as quick as him. His fastest mile was a 4.57.
Wow.
I ran a 5-minute 3-second. I had a 23.2 200. I was quick.
He was running varsity his freshman year.
Good for you. Where'd you go to-
Pinnacle High School.
I was gonna. Was that
PHS.
down the street? Pinnacle?
That's
Where's-
right off of
Tatum and between Cave Creek and Tatum on
Okay.
whatever that Desert Ridge Mall. That
Right.
Desert
Yeah.
Ridge.
Very cool. Very cool.
Most of their lives were based around motorcycles.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
And we'd go camping a lot and up to the lakes and stuff like that. But no motorcycles.
You still ride quite a bit street?
Yeah. Well, we just did the. I don't ride I haven't rode that much in this past year since my daughter was born.
Sure.
But before, I was riding that. He passed down his '76 shovelhead.
He
to
told me you
Nice.
took it out a week or two ago for your ride.
I was so lazy, I wouldn't even change the battery. I just kickstart it wherever I went.
Yeah.
And plus, it made me look like a fucking badass.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, there's no way this kid's gonna kickstart that fucking bike, and I'd get the compression just right. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because being in the motorcycle world for so long and everything else, these guys they all ride these Evos and newer, right? So, when you start some of your old motorcycles here, Ari, there's a specific sequence that you have to go through in
Sure.
starting these old
Right.
scooters, you know. And if you don't do it, you might as well just go back in the bar
Right.
and have another couple cocktails,
Sure.
or have a burger or whatever you're going to do, and then try it again.
Right.
I think they say the average amount of kicks is based on the amount of people watching you from the bar. Right? You know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
With your shovel head.
Yeah.
So these kids, my kids have been able to ride my motorcycles and everything else their whole life. So
That's cool.
So Chase and Taylor both have, you know, even my daughters all ride or can ride, you know,
Yeah.
or whatever, you know.
So did you start on the dirt? Like my dad and I started Yuma Sand Dunes up here
yeah.
in this area when it was all desert.
Oh, yeah.
On dirt. Is that how you started with your kids
Absolutely.
also?
We would go to all the water holes. So there used to be Bob Moore's. There's Sunflower, which Sunflower's still there. Bob Moore's is gone. The Scottsdale water hole.
They used to ride right out of the house.
Cemetery.
That's awesome,
Yeah.
yeah.
We used to be able to ride everywhere. And
That's
now there's
awesome.
all housing developments.
Right.
But, you know.
Cave
Yeah.
Creek and Dynamite Roads, where the kids all grew up, you know, and
Sure.
that was like the grow up, where the kids grew up house.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and I remember there wasn't even any stoplights on Cave Creek Road.
Sure.
So the kids would fire it up their 70s or 110s or whatever and head out and just ride over Cave Creek Road. Could you imagine doing that?
That's great. My first motorcycle was a 70 ATC. That was my first.
Oh, yeah.
And 110.
70. Don't you wish you still had it?
Yeah,
You
I was,
probably
eight, I was
still
eight,
do have it.
8 years. No, I was 8 years old. No, I got rid of that. Then I had 110, 185S, 250R. That was my progression, is on three-wheelers.
Three-wheelers.
Yeah, and then went to two XL80. And then my dad would bring bikes home, and I'd ride those. But we rode together. We've done California, Colorado. You guys done road trips together on bikes?
We've done.
We've ridden over the years together
Yeah.
in different states and all that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you though, I remember when the kids were, when the boys were both 21 years old, and I have a picture of it somewhere, and I was able to not take or whatever. We were all in Sturgis at the same time when you turned 21, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Were you 21 that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good trip.
Go to Sturgis all these years, and then just wait until you have a kid that is able to go have a couple cocktails, sit at a bar with you in downtown Sturgis.
yeah.
Oh,
Right.
my God,
That's crazy.
It's been a lifestyle for years. you
Sure.
know?
You guys go every year? Sturgis every year?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like we sponsor one of the sponsors of the Hall of Fame stuff.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So
yeah, it's a good
we'll
event.
be up there this year again.
Perfect.
You know, we usually go up the Wednesday before the rally.
Yeah.
And then come back, right after the
Hall of Fame.
Thursday after the Hall
Hall
of
of
Fame.
Fame, yeah.
We
that's
had
Julio.
a hideaway party there too at what bar is that right there?
Iron Horse.
Iron Horse. At the
Oh,
Iron
nice.
Horse.
The old
There's-
broken spoke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was like probably 65 people that had rode from Arizona that were there wearing their hideaway gear.
Oh,
Curly
that's
was there. He left his bar stool there. Right?
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Curly John, man, that guy.
he said
He's
that.
still kicking.
We have so we do that every Wednesday of Sturgis up
Yeah.
there at the Iron Horse.
Yeah.
And it's a meet, and it kind of ties in with Pirouette's deal.
Right. Paint show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chris over there at Cycle Source.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so it's just a great place.
Yeah.
To
yeah.
go there.
We do a lot of stuff over there. It's a good bar. It's a good bar. And I didn't. That's great that you guys are supporting the museum like we do. It's a good cause.
Oh,
And,
yeah. It's the
yeah.
future of our whole industry.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just got on the board, and I'm very proud to serve and help preserve and continue the legacy. Motorcycling. It's pretty cool. So,
Yeah, and you get up there and make those speeches, Ari, and let me tell you something. You're good at it.
well, I prepare. I can't speak off the cuff like him or anything.
He
the
does.
night
He does good.
Thank you.
You'd
the
be
night
proud.
before.
Well, it's funny. No, I'm there.
Yeah,
So it's
he's
funny
there, yeah.
because it's always like the first year, like he didn't know what to say, and I wrote something.
yeah, he gave me. Yeah, he gave
I gave him
me,
a
he
whole
gave me-
thing,
yeah, yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And he gets up there and he's like, "Oh, I got to practice. I got to read. I'm going to make some tweaks." He gets up there and I'm like, "That ain't a dang thing I gave him," which is
really?
fine. He made
I
it his
used- I
own.
used a little bit of
but
it,
then it's
yeah.
always You're right.
Yeah.
It's the night before. You're like, wherever we're at, he's like, "Hey, what about this and what about that? I got to finish this. And I got to finish this." And the morning of, he's on his phone trying to.
Yeah, I literally the night before at the hotel, I get on my phone, start just dictating or typing away, and then 2-3 hours I do it. I don't get done till usually midnight, and then I'll look at it in the
Sounds good.
morning.
That's it. I
yeah.
tell him. I said, "Quit writing it up the night before." Because you're getting
Well,
up there and you're
yeah.
just getting your mind right. So just sit in your hotel room and just
Yeah.
think it through,
Yeah.
and then show up that morning and speak from the heart. It's already
Yeah.
in your body. It's in your mind. Just let it flow.
But we
I can't do that.
It's not. It's
You got to have that copy in front of you.
Back in the day, man, I used to be able to get up on that microphone and it would just come out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, nowadays I'm like, ugh.
It's a lot easier when you're drinking.
Now you're sober, you know, right?
I swear, man. You know, if you get up there and you're drunk and you're talking to drunk people,
you
it
don't
just
even care.
flows.
Yeah.
You know, you just,
I used to get anxiety in college. I had to get up and speak a few times, and I'd get cold sweats. And I've learned just pretend like you're talking to somebody, and don't get in your own head, and realize people aren't going to be as critical of you as you are of yourself. And you know, for me, I can't speak off the cuff, but that's why I prepare and just read what I wrote.
Right.
But,
Well, it's funny you talk
appreciate
about that because I came from the radio world. And so at a young age, I was thrown into a radio studio. And it's like, okay, entertain, dance, monkey, dance. And you're by yourself. So you get in your head, you're like, no one's listening to me.
Yeah.
I can't see anybody. So all of a sudden you get to that quirky where you're doing weird, stupid things. And then when you start and have to present in front of somebody else, I find I'm like, I have to do that same stupid thing I always did by myself, or I can't perform. Like I've trained myself to do these things. But you're right. It's
Probably a good way to learn.
I'll tell you.
Great way to learn.
You know what's funny though is in the studio, you know, I was in country radio at the time, and we'd have artists come in, right? Artists were wonderful. They could play a wonderful song when they were drunk most of the time. But we'd sit there and talk like this in the studio. Like, okay, you guys ready? We're going to go live in 5. Boom, count it down. I'd hit the button. Light would go red in the studio on air, and they would freeze. And I'm like, you just sold out a 50,000 seat stadium, and you sang for 2 hours. And it's you and me in a studio, and I hit one button, and you clammed up.
Yeah.
But you're right. There's something weird about it. I mean, even to do this, to sit here, some people see that microphone in front of their face. And
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried to just make it. You know, that was the whole reason why I wanted to have a more of a kind of like a lounge setup here, where it's just kind of chill,
This is
comfortable.
perfect. Yeah, this is
you know,
nice.
got my dream Crocker behind us.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, it's a Crocker. Yeah, we just wanted to have more of a conversational type of thing. You guys,
What's some of this harder questions?
well, do you believe in God? Do you believe in God?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was born and raised in Peoria. Or I was born in Peoria, Illinois. My father graduated Bradley University with a theologian degree.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So
I grew up in church.
Okay.
He was a deacon and vice second pastor at First Baptist Phoenix on Central and Glendale. And we raised the kids, Glennis and I, with God. Absolutely.
You guys go to church?
Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, man. I was tell you what, dude. If without God you ain't got faith, you ain't got nothing. Dude.
No, well said.
I
I
believe
prayed
in a
3
higher.
times yesterday. You know?
Did you really?
Oh yeah.
Good
dude.
for you. Good for you.
That's something that people don't know.
Well, there you go. See,
Right there. That's raw.
Oh yeah.
So, what? I've ever been arrested?
Oh yeah.
You asked for
you got real
Both of
somber
you.
there all of a
Each
sudden.
Each of you. Yeah.
I was arrested in college. Yeah.
What'd you do?
I did burnouts in the lawn.
Oh,
Just
that's
kidding.
Touche.
That hits close to home.
So, yeah, just drinking, stupid fun, at the frat house. Nothing good ever
What
comes
fraternity
of
were you
it.
in?
Pikes.
I was a
Pi Kappa
teak.
Alpha.
I was a teak. Tau Kappa
Okay.
Epsilon. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ever done anything illegal that you haven't been caught for?
Of course, probably.
There's still a statute on a few of them.
Yeah, lots of drugs.
Drinking and driving.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Those kinds of things. Yeah, absolutely. Have you?
Lots of
Absolutely.
things. I used to
Yeah.
go with Rick Hatch on motorcycles to Acme drunk and be drunk as
Acme.
hell. And
Yeah, John's place.
yeah, and I don't know how I never got arrested.
You used to get away with a lot more back then. I feel sorry for all these phones around here where people can film you doing whatever. I think it was better back then.
Yeah, I got pulled over and driving my parents' Volvo at 16 drunk up in the Paradise Valley, and the guy just told me to go home.
Yeah, oh, totally.
Yeah.
I got pulled over on a XR70 with Ryan Leander on the back and a backpack with a fifth of vodka and a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah,
and
how
you're
old
off.
were you?
10 years old.
I was what, 14?
Yeah, and the cops called me in the middle of the night.
Was
I
he
had to
just
go down
was he
there.
just a terror as a
No,
kid?
I was sleeping. I was, I had a little baby at the time, and
We were going over to these twins girls' house. They had just moved into Arizona from Washington, and and we got.
You were the
caught
welcoming
there.
committee.
Yeah, and then Dad shows they caught us. I was like, all right, I'm gonna run, and he was like, no, they'll let us go. I'm like, oh, we're fucked. So we pulled over right on Deer Valley and Cave Creek because the reason why we got caught is because I ran out of gas on the way over to the party, right? And so then they set us on the curb. They called my dad, and oh, dude, he showed up in his pajamas.
He
And he picked up that XR70 with one hand. It was like 400 something pounds. Just threw it in the back of the truck. Left my buddy on the side of the road, and the cops.
He was with the cops.
Yeah. Left him to get picked up by his mom.
Yeah, I figured let's all get up. If I'm up, everybody's up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The truth is, you wanted to rip him, and you can't with the buddy in the truck with you.
No, I was like, God, I mean,
I don't even think he said a word. We didn't say a word the whole way home.
Which is probably the worst thing for you ever. We've been in that boat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, an infant sleeping. I mean, I had enough kids at the house but I don't know what time in the morning it was. It was early in the morning.
It wasn't that bad.
So I had to run and get them and get back before,
That's crazy.
you know.
Remember La Camaria Country Club on Shea? You ever hear that
Yes,
place?
absolutely.
So I lived on 60th and Shea on Orange Tree Golf Course. And so I always went wherever there was dirt. So the Equestrian Manor was
Totally.
right there. Like, I'm on 60th, Orange Tree Golf Course. My house was right there. My dad built. There was fences. So we'd bust the fences at the bottom.
At the Equestrian Manor?
Yeah, because it was all dirt back then before the
All the houses.
yeah, the dirt was next to the house, so it was a big field. So we'd bust the little caps at the bottom, pivot the fence up, put our three-wheelers on two wheels, go under and ride, and get chased by the guy, Mr. Bernini, on his little scooter because he couldn't catch us. Then we go on the golf course, jump into the sand traps, burn out on the putting greens, and then guys come from the in a big old K5, chase us down. I get into my garage. My buddy gets stuck in his CR80 on the golf course trying to start it, puts the bike in the back of the truck. My mom answers the door and basically tells the guy to get the fuck away, protected me. Buddy gets taken back to Equestrian Manor where he lives. We end up getting a letter from the golf course basically giving us a free golf lesson to learn the true meaning of golf course. So
The golf course, that was your punishment. That's a punishment there.
Them being very nice.
Very nice. Wow. Then we used to go to across from La Camaria was a dirt lot. Now it's homes. Ride down Shea on our motorcycles on the sidewalk to get to the dirt. And again, just cops just tell us to go home. It was different back then. You know?
Oh, it was totally different.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
Shay, my younger brother, John, was running down Shay on his YZ80.
Yep.
Right? And hit a culvert and broke his leg.
That
down
sucks.
there. I mean, right on the south side of
Yeah,
Shay.
yeah. I know that.
Ripping
area.
down the road.
Yeah.
Those are
Times have changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, we grew up right around Tatum and Lincoln.
Yeah, I know Tatum Lincoln. Yeah.
Right there in Paradise Valley.
Yeah.
You know?
So did you get in all kinds of trouble as a kid?
I was fired from the Hideaway about 4 times. growing up.
We always called Taylor's Teflon Taylor, man. He'd step in a pile of shit and always come out smelling like a rose.
Hey.
You know?
Yeah,
Sounds like our president. He gets.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
There's some really close calls a few times, you know.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. Yeah. Others, yeah.
What's one like something.
There's I don't know. There was one time, I think it was.
I'll tell you a good one on Taylor. So he's 16 years old, and I take the time to build this Ford Ranger, right? Yeah. And it's it's white, it's a 4-wheel drive, and it's extended cab. It's not a 4-door. It's perfect. I lifted it up for him, put the stereo in there, and all that, and tires, rims, cleaned it all up, painted the underneath of it. The truck was perfect, right?
Yeah.
And my deal with the kids was always, you're good until you get in your first accident or you fuck up.
Right.
Other than that, after that, you're gonna have to pay for your own insurance and you always have to pay for your own gas. Get a job. So, I go up to Flagstaff with a friend of mine and so forth, and I'm up there all we're up there all night long. In the morning, I turn my phone on, and all of a sudden, there's just text message after text message after text message. It's his mom. Right, it's his brother. It's Richie Burden, the chief of police up in Cave Creek, and everything else. So Taylor decides to. A big thing with me was never drink and drive, or whatever as a kid. You just don't do it, especially because I'm responsible.
Right.
He's 16 years old. He's coming westbound on Dynamite Road, heading home. goes up and over Scottsdale Road through a red light. Now you picture that intersection, right?
Yeah.
Thank God he didn't.
Thank
He
God,
didn't kill anyone.
Yeah.
You know, or he didn't get hurt either. You know, so he gets pulled over by Scottsdale, and then and this is why Richie Burden's calling me. He gets pulled over by Scottsdale. They have to go somewhere. Richie Burden's guys, MCSO, pulls up, takes over the dealio. He ends up getting out of everything scot-free.
Because your dad knows
Richie
him.
Burden's trying to call me, saying, hey, what do you want me to do? Which eventually I did talk to Richie.
Sure.
And he goes, well, what'd you want me to do? I said, book him into jail.
Oh yeah, the pink jail cell.
Do
Put him
not
away.
give him take his license, do everything.
I had my CRF 250 in the back too. I remember that they impounded the bike and the truck separately. Yeah.
He got away with everything.
So they dropped the charges?
I took his truck from him, right? Because I was just so, I couldn't believe he didn't get anything. I mean, nothing.
How'd you not get charged? They just
Richie.
just took care of you.
Yeah.
Were you drinking or just?
I was at Justin Herman's party.
Is that Eric?
Justin Herman was he's a good friend of mine still. Just Jay Herm. We were partying at his house. Then I actually drove 2 girls to their house, thinking I was going to get lucky with some scenario like that, right? Ended up they went inside. Their mom was home, and so I'm a dumbass. So then I drove back to the party. Everyone was passed out drunk. So then I said, "Oh my God, I got to work tomorrow," right? And I think it was like 4, and I'm driving, and I ran that light, and I looked behind me, and I said, "Oh fuck, this guy's coming up fast." This guy was coming up going about 90.
As a
So
cop.
either this guy's gonna hit me or I'm getting pulled over. And then he lit it up, and I was like, my heart dropped. I had a Crown Royal bag with a half ounce in it, or no, it wasn't a half ounce. It was like an eighth in it, and that was sitting right here. So right when I got pulled over, I took it, went like this, and put it behind my seat. So when the MCSO came up, I was outside of the truck.
Yeah.
They go, "Hey, why don't you get back in your car?" They put me back in the car. They're looking in the back. They see the Crown Royal bag. They go, "What's that Crown Royal bag?" I'm like, "Fuck, dude." And then they go, "You been drinking tonight?" And I'm like, "Fuck, dude."
Yeah.
Pulled me out. They went, they breathalyzed me, and they said, do me a favor. Touch your fingers like this together. Now try and do that behind your back. And right as I did that, they slapped the cup. There's a guy behind me slapped the cup. Yeah.
So did you learn your lesson or not really?
No, I didn't.
No.
I fucking kept doing stupid shit.
Yeah, well, I took his truck from him, ended up selling it, and so he was on a longboard, right?
Skateboard,
skateboard.
Good luck taking 2 girls home on the longboard.
You know what? Never once did he ever complain, ever. He would ride that longboard from Dynamite and 41st Street all the way to Desert Ridge Mall. You know, and to the point where I felt sorry for him. You know.
Oh yeah.
So you bought another truck.
No. No. So he.
Well, you know what?
lesson.
I didn't really do the drug thing, but lots of alcohol. I destroyed cars. You know, I had a Supra, drove it through too deep of water in Paradise Valley. I had my mom's Volvo, going around the corner at lunch at Chaparral, took out the axles, going over curve. I like driving fast and doing stupid shit. But you got to get it out of your system at some point. Yeah. So you just live to tell a tale, and now you got funny stories to tell. Right?
5 kids, every one of them have wrecked a car.
Yeah.
The first week I was driving, he taught me how to drive in a CJ7. Right, it was a CJ7, and I was driving right past Pinnacle, and this it was the duty aide from my middle school. We called her Salt and Pepper. She slammed on her brakes, and I hit her in that CJ7 first week of driving, and I was so scared I called Ralph. Who's my godfather, his very good buddy. I'm like, fucking Ralph, dude, he's gonna kill me.
It was a Friday of bike week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's not Ralph.
No, it's
different
Ralph.
Okay, different Ralph. Okay.
He and I met in Club Med.
Okay, cool.
He was another water skiing instructor. Still lives right down the road.
So I then looking back at it, from now, like looking at him with 5 kids and starting up the Hideaway, and holy shit, he was at soccer games. I don't even think he slept.
Yeah.
And if he did, it was and he was always up. First thing in the morning, you'd see him at 4 or 5 a.m. with a cigarette and a hose, just spraying off the back patio, like clockwork. You had to be home. If you snuck out, I was like, fuck, I got to be home before like 4:30, depending on what day it is.
He lights up at this time.
Yeah, he'd get up and smoke a cigarette and spray off the back patio, feed the dogs. He'd always be right there. I remember one time I was sitting out in the bushes because it was like 2.7 acres right there off Dynamite.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the back, and I was fucking hiding back there in a bush and just waiting for him. I had to time it perfectly because my room was in the back right side of the house, but I had a door.
Right.
So I knew that once he went inside from smoking that cigarette, he was going to check on the kids.
Right.
So right when you go in, I'd fucking sprint and lay in bed fully clothed. And
I hope to God one day you go through all that shit with your daughter. You
I'm
know?
terrified, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You stop smoking, by the way? You don't
No,
smoke?
I need to.
Well, you got to have one vice at least. You know?
Yeah.
It's all right.
Well, there's a lot of people do other things.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hell, compared to what I used to do.
That's right, you're a
I'm an
saint.
angel. Yeah.
You a smoker?
I quit when I quit drinking.
Good
So
for
I haven't
you.
had a cigarette in, a year.
My dad smoked for like 40, 50 years and still alive and kicking. It's crazy. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, is there anybody you won't let into your bar? Like you've said, you know what, you're an asshole. I don't want you in my bar.
We don't really 86 people. What we do is time out.
Okay. What's
So-
that mean?
It's not people fuck up. They do stupid shit, and we're not the only bar on the street, so they might be here or there coming around or riding all day and come in and do something stupid or whatever.
Offend
So-
one of the bartenders or,
So sometimes people just need a little time out.
Oh,
Give
got it.
everybody the benefit of the doubt,
Cool.
If they take advantage a second time or third time, I don't even know. I mean, I can't really pick any one person that is permanently 86'd,
Yeah.
I would, God, I mean, you got to give people some chances, right?
Sure.
No wall of shame in the
People
bar.
have given me chances over
a few of
the
your
Yeah,
years.
of course.
ex-wives, maybe. That's it.
Oh, absolutely. There you
Not
go.
mom. Mom's a saint, but yeah, a few of
Yeah.
the other, some of my ex-girlfriends.
Yeah, they're
Probably
banned.
all of my ex-girlfriends, yeah.
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 All right.
Yeah.
Is there anyone in the motorcycle industry that, first of all, one you really respect and someone maybe that you don't respect?
Well, there's over the years, I mean, I've seen them really come and go.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. Like you said earlier, I mean, I've when it comes to the Arizona builders right now, I mean, you have, Paul has been around probably one of the longest,
Yep.
if not the longest. Nick opened up the same year as myself. John Shope just sold out, but John's still, I consider him a dear friend and all that. You got Ramjet, who now Tony.
Oh, Tony's awesome, yeah.
is just next leveling that
Yeah, he
business.
is,
Which
yeah.
who would ever
Right.
thought that you could even next level?
He's a
that
smart
business?
kid. He's a smart guy.
What a hell of a guy,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And then you got Dillinger, which is kind of a new group of guys that used to work for someone else, but now they've kind of opened up their own shop. Lupe is doing phenomenal.
Yeah,
I mean, what
yeah.
a clean builder.
Yeah, he called me yesterday, actually. Yeah.
So Jim Nassy is kind of the steel kind of guy. He does everything with, instead of fiberglass or that other stuff that they make the saddlebags and their ABS or whatever the hell
Yeah,
that shit
yeah,
is. I'm not a good mechanic.
Yeah, me either,
I'm
yeah.
a bartender,
That's all right.
So there's a straight line custom. I think they all offer something, individually.
Right.
They're all so much different and everything else. As far as ones that are not allowed in the bar or whatever, no, all those people really helped me build that business. And
Sure.
by working with every one of them, and it's I think that's part of how the Hideaway kind of became what the Hideaway is,
Sure.
is being the home of all of those
Right.
cool cats. And let me tell you something, man. A lot of them are dear friends of mine.
Sure. Sure.
And we started together and worked through everything together.
Is there anybody in the industry, whether it's a builder, someone that you've had an issue with or have an issue with, that, or you good with everybody?
Over the years, I would say that being the bar guy that kind of works with everyone, quite honestly, you got these builders that we're all kind of alpha males,
Right,
so to
right.
speak, right?
Yeah.
And over the years, working with all these individuals, boy, howdy, I've been in the middle of some shit,
Of course.
right? personally, as well as between two,
Right.
I remember when Paul and John were going at it.
Right,
You know?
right, yeah.
Fucking A, I remember calling Paul, and Paul was like, fuck that guy. And, and I'll never doing this. Paul and I have had fallings out over the years and stuff like that. But the best part about this whole group is no matter what, you get through it and you're able to talk things out. And,
Yeah, of course.
just like with myself and you.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
it's over time. I think time heals that stuff. I think it's age, actually.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Time is age, right?
Right. Life's too short to have
life
grudges.
is way too short
Yeah.
to be all stressed out and
I agree.
dealing with that.
We'll wrap up here shortly. What do you guys think about the future of riding? Like, I got these kids that are riding around little electric, terrorizing Arcadia on these little electric moped or dirt bikes and creating all kinds of havoc. Probably,
I think could you imagine having one of those son of a bitch things
they're awesome.
at their age?
You'd be able to sneak out and go.
They do
anywhere,
wheelies down the
drive
street.
right up into your
They throw
Right
water
up to your
bottles
window.
at car. They're like little derelicts there. But I guess the question is, do you think that's good for our industry?
Absolutely. I think, I know Brian Clock does a good scooter program for kids.
Yeah.
Strider or something like
Yeah,
that.
the Ride for Kids.
We do Strider also.
Is it
yeah,
Strider?
It's a bike program.
It's
for
all
kids
kids ride.
All kids ride.
Right.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
All you have to do is look at the number of people that have motorcycle validations on their license. I mean, it's up. You remember when women started becoming rider? I mean, my oldest daughter said to me, Dad, what are you going to do when people stop riding motorcycles?
Oh, yeah.
I said, that ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
There's just going to be more and more and more.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what an industry. I mean,
But you're right. Can you imagine the trouble we would have got in with an
gosh,
electric dirt
dude,
bike?
that would have been a game changer.
electric bicycle.
Well, yeah, bicycle or
These
the
things
dirt
are
bike. I
crazy.
mean, yeah, you go. I mean, 30 miles an hour and not a sound, but the rubber on the road.
It's like just wind.
Well, we have a common friend that he texted me when he was at your ride last week, and he makes some amazing bikes. He's one of our partners, the Soul e-bikes.
Oh yeah.
And those things go 30, and they got 1,500 watts of power, and they rip, and they're awesome bikes. We give away a bunch of them actually for contests.
Here I just heard this within the last couple of days. California, right? They're starting to come up with different programs as far as the e-bicycles go. We were talking about this earlier. If a bike goes like 28 miles an hour, supposedly you can break that or something and make them where they go X amount faster or
you
whatever.
can change
Yeah,
the
they
governors
jailbreak
on
them.
them.
Jailbreak them or whatever. So they put speed limits on the boardwalks.
Yep.
And now they're starting to regulate these things to where you have to have a motorcycle's license or whatever if it goes
or an age limit.
Right.
Yeah.
You want all e-vehicles or battery operated bicycles and cars and all that stuff. Now look, now you're regulating that shit too.
Yeah.
Come on.
I've got a scooter that goes 80 miles an hour. It's actually a stand-up scooter.
Oh my
In my
gosh.
garage there, 2 motors, 80 miles an hour.
nuts.
I went
Yeah.
that does 38 and there's no way I'd
I went to
80
40
miles per hour?
Fastest I've been on it so far is 40.
That's
It'll beat a Lamborghini Ferrari off the line.
It's
Yeah.
a stand-up scooter, like a
Yeah,
like
I'll
a
show it to you when we're done.
razor
Yeah,
scooter.
yeah. It's a billet, aluminum, carbon fiber.
Who built it? What's
It's
it?
called shit. What's the name of it?
80 miles
Took me
per
hour.
It took me 4 years to get it. I put the order in, and they had so many issues with the speed controller and all the technology. They finally perfected it, and what's the name of it? But I'll show it to you guys.
Dude,
It's
one wrong speed wobble and you're fucked.
yeah, you're
Can
screwed.
you imagine
yeah.
how small those tires are and how low you are to
Yeah.
the ground?
Yeah.
The
How
hardest
much
part-
suspension do you have? Any?
There's a rear rock shock on it, no front suspension, but the wheels have so much torque that you got to lean into it to keep the wheels from spinning. It's bananas. It's I've never been on something with that kind of. You have to have a roll. The actual throttles roll because you got to gradually go into it or you'll kill yourself.
Flip.
Yeah. It's nuts. Yeah, but I think it's a good thing to have. We talked about it on another podcast, Lionel and I, but the whole EV thing, and you were saying they're coming out with a bunch of new bikes now.
Yeah, we talked about all the new stuff they're coming. And my kids, I've got 3 boys. My oldest is on a Honda 125. My middle's on a Honda 90. My youngest is on a Burmax electric scooter. Not a scooter, it's a dirt bike. I mean, it's got fake carbon fiber, headlight, tail light, the whole 9 yards. And honestly, for me as a father, there's no better way to start them off because I can control that electric motor. Like I've seen some of them that have like a parent control. It's like a fob to your car. The kid goes too far, you hit the button, it kills the motor.
It's badass. Yeah.
So when my kids were young, you had a lanyard.
Yeah.
So if they got away from you,
break away.
you'd pull the lanyard.
Yeah.
Not that I ever put that on. I just cut the lanyard off and stuck it on there for them.
Yeah, and let him go.
You know?
Hey, I got a crazy one for you.
Sure.
When you were asking about something that you might not know.
Sure.
Know, I've been riding my whole life, riding on Harley since, gosh, how long? Probably since I was 18, right? I've never owned a motorcycle license in my whole life.
You've never had a motorcycle endorpement?
I've been pulled over.
You've never had an
stuff.
endorsement?
Never had a motorcycle.
We're going to send you to Team Arizona for 3 days.
Shout
Get your
out Team
endorsement.
You
Yeah.
want to know something? I got my motorcycle's license when I was 15 and 7 months at a trailer down in Sunny Slope. And that thing expired, I don't even know when, but I've never had a light motorcycle endorsement since then.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I've been pulled over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
They
See, what
just
would be
leave you
interesting
alone.
is you've never had an endorsement. It'd be interesting to see, just take you to the DMV and take the test
Oh yeah.
See if you
just to
pass.
see if you've developed or if you're like, oh, I didn't know about that.
Well, there's a
I'd
written
spent
and a
that
written.
time.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'd handle the writing. The writing would be a piece of cake. But
the written-
Yeah.
I wonder, because let's be honest, I have my endorsement, but I couldn't probably pass the written test because there's all those laws that I,
I
don't
took
pay
it.
attention
I
to.
barely passed, but I did the written and the Ford Team Arizona. You know?
Really?
Yeah. So talk because you seem like you were like my parents, kind of like do what you want to do, just don't get killed or don't kill someone. Nowadays, like parents don't even let their kids go out and ride a bike down the street. I mean, I used to ride to Paris Valley Mall. I used to go up to. I rode here when the old Ferrari dealership was here. In the 80s, I rode from my home on the Orange Tree Golf Course here on bicycles. I went wherever the fuck I wanted and rode anything I wanted. Now, parents, they're so protective. Are you going to be like that with your kid, you think? Or you let your kid run free a little bit?
It's too early. I'm still so fresh. I'm scared to walk, like her just walking around the house. You know, it's everything is dangerous now.
Yeah.
To me, but at the same time, I want to raise her to be shooting guns and
Right.
She's gonna be like a Navy SEAL girl. She's gonna
like
know
that.
jujitsu and shoot guns and be able to change her own oil and
Nice.
she's gonna be, it's gonna take a lot to
Wearing
impress her.
a skirt.
Yeah, wearing a
t-shirt.
skirt. Yeah,
Yeah.
little badass.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
good
weird.
for
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I don't know.
I'm definitely I strive to be as good of a parent as my mom and this guy right here. Because they did one hell of a job with all of us kids,
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's and all of us together at the same time. So I should be able to handle one, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says that now, and number 2 will be coming here soon.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna need a friend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a little boy to help me pick up all that dog shit.
That's right. That's right.
And if I told him if it's a boy, I'm naming him Mark. So I could yell at him like, Mark. Well, no, not you, Dad. No, Dad. Mark, pick up that shit.
That's right.
Take the trash out, Mark.
You get to now tell him what to do. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
You guys in any other? You said you're into shooting. You gun guys. What's your?
I got a good collection. I sold about half of them. I'm probably sitting on like 30 something pieces. So,
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, it's growing.
What's your gun of choice?
Right now, well, I don't know. I love my pistol, my Glock. I have 4 new guns I haven't shot. I have a Caltech, the one that holds 7 in each barrel.
Yeah.
The 12 gauge.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
I have I just got a 7.62 a mini Draco.
Nice. Yeah.
I won that in a raffle for $50. I still haven't shot that. It's like this big. It's an AK-47.
Nice. Yeah.
What else did I get? Jeez Louise. I have another street sweeper that I just got too. I don't know. I got plenty of guns. Yeah. Oh, I have a Henry 410 that I haven't shot too.
Nice.
Like the one from
Lever action?
Terminator. Lever action.
That's his deal.
Henry.
That's his. He's
I'm
the
all
guy.
into that cowboy stuff, man. I got lever actions like you can't believe.
Dude, a 410 ammo is expensive.
No, so I'll tell you, I've gotten into some big calibers lately.
Yeah.
So I've got a lever action Henry Golden Boy 4570.
Oh wow.
And I'm at about $2.50 per round.
Jesus.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, that's an elephant gun. I mean, they take that out to Africa and they put down the big dangerous game with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to talk about fun? blow your shoulder off after 10 shots, but you're like
gosh.
big old grin on your face.
Yeah.
Are you a gun guy or not?
You know, I've always had guns. You
Yeah.
know, grew up, you know, shot since I was a kid, or my dad would take us out and we'd go shooting.
Sure.
I've always had a gun, you know, for protection around the
Yeah.
house or whatever. But, you know, it was always something, having 5 kids or whatever, that, you know, guns are locked up.
Sure.
That kind of stuff. So I've never, I have a small collection. Katie has a hell of a collection.
Oh, does she? I didn't know that
She
about her.
has
Yeah.
more guns than I do.
That's
Definitely
awesome.
by far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
And, you know, to me, it's always been for protection, just in case.
Sure.
Well, and good for you for teaching him. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, with your daughter, teach her young. You know, their guns aren't bad. I mean, they're a tool,
we would go out when
and they have a purpose to them.
Yeah, we would go out. The kids probably, you know, I taught you guys how to shoot and stuff like that. Definitely respect the guns, because if they came across it in the house or whatever.
Right. Right.
So, and I didn't even know that he was into all the guns as much as he is until probably within the last 3 years.
It's an addiction. I'm the same way. It's like you got to get the new. I'm a big 1911 guy. That's my favorite platform. But that and machine. I love machine guns too.
Can you even have a machine gun?
You can. You can either be a dealer and acquire them that way, or do it like I do it, where you get a tax stamp, and anything that was built before 1986, you can purchase. And then, but you got to go through, you know, all the background checks and all that. But they're great investments. Machine guns, you know, MP5, Mac 11, M16s, they go up about 8-10% a year. So as an alternative investment and a cool thing to shoot and tear up, that's my jam.
You know what I was thinking? So I just proposed to my beautiful fiance Alexis, right? And I was like, she wants to go. She's talking about her bachelorette party. I was thinking about me and all the boys. I'm like, you know, it'd be tight is if we went and shot some guns one day, and then maybe played a round of golf after or something. You know,
There you go.
something cool like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, man.
We're actually taking all of our marketing managers, of which there are about 35 or so here right
38 of
now.
them.
38. They're all in town for training and team building. And so I belong to Scottsdale Gun Club, that titanium lounge in the back. So we're taking them all tomorrow.
Yep.
Tomorrow to the gun club, and I've got 3 attendants there, and we're going to set up stations with machine gun. We're going to have a saw. We're going to have MP5, M16s, and they're going to shoot, and then we're going to open the cigar lounge. But so that if you ever want to go, let me know. I can get you in there, and if you want to take your buddies
What you got to do is you got to do a hill boy, just country boy style.
Yeah.
Combine them, and you drive golf balls, and you shoot skeet, and you see who can hit the best and who can hit it.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, because it's not an easy thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
Because your clay pigeons, you shoot skeet. I mean, it's a slow rollout, but if you get on it quick enough, you can pick up somebody's drive with a shotgun.
Yeah. I've seen some people doing that too. That would be hilarious.
You ever shot a flamethrower before?
No, I would love to, Ari.
So
Let's do
that's
it.
John Shopes. Remember that? Did you have a real one?
no. We have two. We have
got-
one that goes 100 feet
Oh my God.
and one that goes 50 feet. And we were
Oh, these are full back. Like we're talking, we've got to mix gasoline, diesel, and napalm
you put it on
into a
back.
tank. You put it on your back.
Yeah.
It's CO2 charged the tank to
Yeah.
propel it. Plus, you've got like a
James, can
butane
you pull that
lighter.
up? Can you pull that up? Is that possible?
Where the hell
on
do you
YouTube?
shoot that at?
You better go out to the desert.
We went out to-
to destroy.
We went out. We
In
went out
Arizona?
to. Well, we're friends with the guys that own Podium Club, and there's a private shooting range out there, and so they let us bring it out there, and we did. We took a bunch of parts, Yaffes, Trasks, a couple other guys, and we shot them with machine guns with his big guns, and then we tried to burn a few things also with our flamethrowers.
Yeah.
They're fun, man. I mean, we didn't put napalm in it, and it went far. Imagine your face burns.
100 feet? Yeah.
Your
Oh, it's
face
nuts.
burns.
It's
We only did the
nuts.
50-foot one.
Wow.
And I don't know if James can pull it up here, but you should see. We also had our mascot shooting with it, but maybe we have a quick look.
I just have like that reel.
Yeah, that's fine. Just show that reel real quick. So here's there, as you can see, you got the gecko and the there it is.
Wow. Jeez Louise.
There's a reason why in military they stopped using that, like in war. Because I can, after shooting one of those and seeing what it does, it's scary to think if you were actually on a
You have one that
battle,
goes
regardless of how
You
much
have a long one?
hatred or whatever you
I
have.
have one. Yeah.
That's
nuts.
unruly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
getting doused.
we also blew up Adam Sandoval's new backpack with tannerite, the one that.
You ever played a tannerite?
No,
Oh,
my buddy's doing his gender reveal tomorrow with tannerite. My buddy John.
What powder? What color do you put in it? How do you do that?
Well, no, he doesn't know, so someone else is setting it up.
I didn't
for
know
him.
that you could get a powder put in it too.
I think you put the powder on top of the tannerite or
Oh, that would
around
make
it,
sense
and then
then,
you
yeah.
shoot it, and yeah.
So see, we put it in the backpack there, and then we shot it.
Uh-huh.
It's like a travel pack for motorcycles, and then I think
That's it. That's Adam's. I see him. I see him.
there it is.
There you go.
Boom.
I have one I actually use on my bike. It's great.
Yeah, we
It's
put
like a-
tannerite in an old Harley gas tank
Yeah.
to see what it would do.
Yeah,
And
Yaffe gave
I
me
mean,
a tank, so we
blew
blew
a
it
hole
up.
through.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, so that's what we do
Massive.
for fun. We like to.
Isn't it kind of like you're not supposed to shoot tannerite, right? Are you?
no, that's what it's made for.
Is that exploding target thing?
Yeah, so what it is, it's a 2-pound, it's a 2-part complex. It's pretty cool. You actually, when you buy it, it comes in a bottle of the tannerite, whatever poundage you want.
Yeah.
And then it has a mixing component.
Oh,
and so you pour like half the tannerite in this mixer, and then you pour half a little baggie, and you kind of keep mixing. And then you shake that up.
Yeah.
And then technically you're supposed to pour it back into the other container, but it's just a container. Right. And then it's activated. And yeah, then you just shoot at it. And it's an explosive that there's no flame.
Right. Right.
So it'll
Exploding target.
Correct. It'll
you will.
blow up and do damage, but it's not like a flamethrower type damage.
Look, he sent me the sneak peek, so.
Oh, so they've tested it out.
Well, he did a test, but when they do it, he's not going to know
Of course.
Which one? Right.
what color it is.
See, I didn't know you could mix. I guess it makes sense. You mix a powder into it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Pretty
That's-
badass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's wild stuff. But it's funny because,
Go ahead.
they have that now. But as I was a kid growing up in the country, I mean, we would shoot propane bottles and, mixing our own and, playing baseball with a tennis ball dipped in gasoline. And it's like, you're right. You can't do that kind of stuff now because there's cameras around.
Yeah, BB gun wars with your brothers with
And
no
it was
goggles.
a two pump rule. You can't shoot more
we
than
didn't
two
even have
pumps.
2 pumps. It was Daisy, 1 pump.
Yeah.
There wasn't even a 2 pump.
Oh, yeah.
We used to always hide with the
25.
CO. We all had CO2 pistols. So if somebody took off running, you'd always pull out your pistol. Who's got too many pumps? Who's using a pistol?
So this is the 50-footer without napalm. So with napalm, it'd go even farther than that's probably only about 20
How long does that
feet.
last?
As long as you hold the thing.
The tank is a.
I mean, how many squirts is it good for?
Oh, it's a lot. I mean,
It's
the
a
tank was
lot.
a 5-gallon tank. So it's
Yeah.
actually what they look like is they look like the scuba diving air tanks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
They're
it looks
compressed.
like
It's
it.
And it's
compressed
per-
air. Yeah, bright CO2 or air, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's CO2.
But yeah, if and that's in your face starts like that to me. They're shooting. Your face starts to burn, and but next time we do it, we'll put the we'll do the napalm because it kind of I think it'll go farther with napalm. See how it kind of blooms out there with the napalm. I think it'll keep it a little tighter.
Stays in like a tight
Yeah,
stream.
more of a type stream. And that was the 50-footer. The 100-footer we haven't broke out yet, but
Did you worry about that thing coming back into the nozzle? That
no,
thing?
I think it's regulated. I don't think. I mean,
Okay.
No, it's because that's the CO2 of it. So that CO2, that pressurized tank, feeds it out the nozzle, and the second you cut it off, there's nothing.
there's nothing
there.
coming. Yeah, but you feel the heat on your. I mean, the mascot uniform is burnt from because it's got some rubber and so the face is all burnt and you feel the heat. I mean, it's intense, but it's sweet. You can buy them online. Now see, it ran the flames about. I think the gas is
Yeah, you were
low
running
now.
out there.
What does one of those run you, Ari?
I got a 20% discount for buying both.
Yeah.
But I think they're the 50-footer is like a couple grand, and then the 100-footer I think is like $3,500 something like that. But then you got to get all the shit. Then you got to get all the
Face mask,
accessories.
welder's
Yeah,
mask,
exactly.
all that.
Gloves. No, the stuff that we were wearing, as you can tell.
Yeah, so we'll have some fun. We're gonna do some other stuff with other builders' parts and.
But it's funny you bring it
like
up because you're right. There's a lot of that stuff that we got away with as kids that you can't.
Yeah.
But now you can buy that kind of stuff that we were trying to make.
Yeah.
But now you can. It's like, wait a minute. How did we go from you can't get away with it, but now you can buy it?
You can buy that, but lawn darts aren't okay.
I know. It's
Well,
crazy
have you
what
seen?
can
They've
do.
got other ones. I've seen other flamethrowers that hook onto like
Guns,
your
I
Picatinny
saw-
rail
They have it at
of
the
an
gun,
AR.
They have it at the gun club, by the
Yeah,
way.
so you can shoot a flame and then shoot your AR
But
simultaneously.
those are only about 15. Like those are only about 15, 20 feet.
Yeah.
You got to have gas to get that kind of distance. You got to have some sort
Gas
of
or diesel.
gas or diesel to get it go far.
You ever shot like a
grenade launcher, like the.
No, I'd like to do that. Yeah, never done that. No, I've done pretty much all the full automatic variants, but never done like a grenade launcher. No.
I might have to take you up on that. Reach out to you for a little bachelor.
Yeah, happy to.
shooting
Yeah,
party,
if you want to
dude.
go shoot over there, we're bringing all of our guys there, and
It won't be for a while.
that's
but
fine. Just hit me
yeah,
up. I'd be happy
Hell
to host you over there.
That'd be sweet.
So obviously you're taking the mantle. You're seeing success. You plan on doing this, I would assume, the rest of your life, right?
yeah.
What's the goal over the next 10 years with the bars? What are you looking to do any different, or any ideas on how you want to move forward?
I was me and we were talking about this. We always kind of talk about this. Eventually, what I was thinking is to take over the property that's next to the Hideaway.
Yep.
The Indian Village.
Yep.
And then maybe, depending on where and if the Roadhouse continues to grow and prosper, maybe take that land behind the Roadhouse.
Yeah, that's a great piece of property. I looked at that with Adam. Your dad and I have talked about that.
Yeah, and I mean,
He
we got
wants too much right now.
He does want too much.
but we got him landlocked back there. So
I know you do. Yeah.
Yeah, so it may be down the road here within the next 10 years. He goes, oh, all right, what will you give me for it or something?
Sure.
Because I got a good relationship with TC back there.
Yep.
And then, Bart and I have a great relationship too. So maybe one day take that and then just make that area, that whole side of the road, just like it's going to be like a mini Sturgis.
You could turn that into an RV park
man,
back
you could
there. You
do
could do
so
some
much.
badass stuff back
it's
there.
It's zoned for that.
Yeah.
Whatever, but you have to, everything's, there's plenty of time left on everything up there. The buildings are all paid for and done, and it'll be there as long as Taylor wants it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And he's got to work.
If you're looking for a partner to develop that land behind the Roadhouse, you guys give me a call, because we'd love to do something like a Sandoval and I've been looking for.
Wouldn't it be
place.
great if he didn't want like more than almost triple what it's worth?
I know you could do some great stuff back there. Yeah.
He's just flexing a muscle on you then.
It'll go down eventually.
Eventually, somebody's going to have to sell it. Right?
Yeah.
I think he's in his 70s, or so.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, greed doesn't last forever, right?
Yeah. Things change. Change. Opportunities come.
And we're fine the way we are.
Sure,
we got a bunch of motorcycle events going on every year.
Yeah.
That the town welcomes. Taylor's working on a bunch of club style stuff and everything coming up right now. I mean, still do the stuff that I created over the last 20 whatever years, but now there's the motorcycle world has changed how many times in 27 years?
Sure.
I mean, from start to now is night and day difference.
Right.
I can imagine where it's going to go over the next 27 years.
You could end up hosting an electric motorcycle event one of these days.
Or
Who knows?
Hover.
There you go. Yeah.
Whatever.
I think actually the after builders we're doing with you guys. I was talking to Sam and Jeff with Southwest Club Style.
Yep.
We're doing on 425. We're doing one. And
heard
then
about
we're
that,
actually on 5.3 and 5.4. We're doing our first ever FXR mixer. It's the FXR MXR.
Nice.
So we're gonna have all 80s and 90s FXRs. We're gonna do a whole event up here. We're expecting 200-300 FXRs in our parking lot.
We're actually riding. We sponsored the Friends Throwdown.
Yep.
This year's the Evo Friends, so we're actually riding from Cottonwood. Lionel's going to join us this year. It's a crasher, and then we're going to end up at your bar
At the Wednesday.
Wednesday, right?
Wednesday,
So anyone that wants to come check that out, that's going to be cool. Yeah.
yeah.
So it's very cool.
Be good.
Yeah, so no more Williams.
No,
A little too cold.
Nick needs to stay out of Williams.
Yeah.
Not Williams. Winslow.
Winslow.
Yeah.
Yeah, too cold.
It's too cold, and we've done it 3 years, and it's
Well,
time
let's be
for a
honest. You
change.
go up there, if it is cold, Evos are all carbureted.
Yeah,
That's not going to be fun with everybody traveling in.
right.
Yeah.
Can't get a bike.
Winslow's
to
been
run.
great, but Cottonwood, we're gonna go hang out at the that really cool hotel right there.
Up on the mountain there, that one.
No, it's the one downtown. Town. It's they've got. It's the people that own the restaurants. They're I forgot the name of the hotel.
Jay and Jeannie. She's the oldest bartender there at the Hideaway. Her and her husband live there.
Oh, do they? Yeah.
So Katie and I go up there, and I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I forgot the name of the hotel, but there's like 40, 50 rooms.
Yeah,
And then we're gonna go to Maynard, the guy from Tools Winery and Restaurant right next door. He's got a thing right there
Tram
downtown.
takes you up to it.
Yeah, so we're gonna go do that. So if you guys are, if you want to come hang,
It's in the middle of bike week. We're busy.
I know. Well, I
Yeah,
figured
and-
I still want to.
and you should be
You
at
know,
your booth, too.
that's what I got him for. No, he's actually going with me. So, but anything else you guys want to talk about? I know we covered quite a bit, but
everybody's welcome. Come on up. You
Yeah.
know,
Love it.
check it out. If you've never been there,
Yeah.
make sure you introduce yourself to Taylor.
No strangers, no strangers, just friends you haven't met yet, man.
I like that's a good tag. You can make a shirt out of that. I like
yeah.
that. That's a
We've
good tag.
We haven't put that on a shirt.
No,
put
that
that on,
was
sure.
800 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, so that's saying I was in Ash, Arizona. You know, back in the day when your dad would set up the water station on the side of the road up there, and I went to this little bar. And I saw this bumper sticker there behind the bar, and it said, "There's no strangers here, just friends you haven't met yet." And the bartender was the owner, and I said, "That's a great saying. Can I steal that from you?" She goes, "Absolutely."
Nice.
And we've used it ever since.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love
it's
it. Well, thanks for coming on, guys. It's been great.
Thanks
I really
for
enjoyed
inviting
getting to
us.
know you
Yeah,
guys. And
It's nice to hear you, the real guys. Who's running everything?
yeah, behind the scenes. We look forward
We
to working
appreciate
with
your
you.
support.
Of course.
As well.
Yeah, I look forward to doing more great things with you guys, and the best is yet to come. So thanks again, and we look
Absolutely.
forward to Arizona Bike Week and all the other stuff you guys are doing.
Cave Creek
Oktoberfest.
Bike Week.
That's right, Cave Creek.
Bike.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Cave Creek Bike Way, Oktoberfest, right? October.
Yeah.
So
We
give me
got
the sequence.
Biketober Rally is
Yeah.
The weekend before October 23rd
Yeah.
because October 23rd is our anniversary.
Yeah.
So we always do it the weekend before or on that day. And then we have the Arizona Builder Showcase. That's the third weekend in February. And then Cave Creek Bike Week always fluctuates depending on the Easter thing. This
Yep.
year it's the last weekend in March through the first weekend in April.
March
There you go.
28th through April 6th, yeah.
And then Taylor this year has added on the May.
Yeah, in May, the FXR, MXR.
Yep.
So the FXR mixer, that'll be the 3rd and 4th of May.
Nice.
That'll be a good one, too, as well.
But we book 17 acts a week as well. So there's always live entertainment
Every day.
You know, bands every weekend, day and night, and it's just a fun place. Ride your motorcycle. You know, if you like motorcycles, you'll see plenty of them.
You can drive your car up there too, right? Either, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
There's plenty of
Bring your
parking.
moped.
Yeah,
You
know,
there you go. Bring your
here's a-
electric bike.
Here's a big thing. You know how many years it took me to get away from? That's a biker bar.
Right.
You
Right.
know, it's a biker bar. You don't want to go in there. It's a biker bar. You know, now it's just places. It's
the bar.
just there's no strangers here. Just people
Friends
you haven't met yet.
man.
I love it.
Friends you haven't met yet, or whatever. Every day we got stuff going on. So come on up and say hey, introduce yourself.
Cute bartenders, cold beer, all the good stuff, man.
What else could you ask for, right?
Yep.
Customer service.
That's right.
It's always good. So appreciate everything.
No problem.
Thank
Thank
you,
you again,
guys.
guys. Thank you so
gentlemen.
much.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Cheers.
Thanks.